Hello everybody and welcome back to the Lich's Archives. Been a while since we've been here, a couple of life things have been going on, but we are back. So we're going to make this rather short and we'll get into it because I might be a little bit rusty on my end, and hopefully there'll be a bit of combat, so we'll just move through this as quickly as we can. Only thing that I do have to announce is my Kickstarter is actually starting to go live now, and I'm currently just getting the mailing list and all of that. So if you want to be notified when the Kickstarter does go live, you can just go to thelichesarchives.com, link below. Or yeah, on Twitch, on YouTube, it'll be below. So you can just click on that, sign up, and you will get the notification when the Kickstarter does go live. Hopefully next month, something like that. But with that out of the way, and really not much else to talk about, let's get into this, beginning with what exactly Inflict Heroics has been up to. So, you guys have been quite busy for the last little bit. You've been snooping around the town of Fay Pond, and you even agreed to split up to look more in depth, to... I'm really not sure what the plan was for splitting up, but you guys decided to do that as you were looking into Bola, who is the leader of the Blacktooth? Nope. Bola Blacktooth is his name, and it is the Green Serpents. These group of bandits, cultists...
I'd like to point out, it was reconnaissance.
Reconnaissance. So you split up for reconnaissance to gather information about this group. With Arod and Assy, Arod being from that area, hopefully going to be able to use that to his advantage, maybe have a bit more familiarity as to what's going on. Meanwhile, Shalashar and Cole staying in town, trying to just get a handle on things. There's been a couple of bumps along the way, couple of plans made, a couple of avenues revealed, closed, ignored, discovered, utilized. Whatever it was, you ended up getting in trouble with the town wizard, and then realizing that you have to leave rather quickly. Meanwhile, Assy and Arod, you guys got a bit more understanding as to what's going on with Bola's group. Apparently he's gathering forces. There'll be quite a few showing up. Assy sees this opportunity to try to slow down these reinforcements or get a better grasp as to what's going on. Managed to stop these two emissaries of the stone totems, and was informed that apparently there's a artifact you've been trying to retrieve for a while. Bola promised to get it back. Instead you said you'll deal with it, it's fine, just give us some time. They said alright, fair enough. With that, you used your Earring of Sending to try to get Shalashar Core to get it. They said nope, we stole a horse and we're on our way, making all haste through the night.
We were already gone.
And that is pretty much where we are going to be picking up. Shalashar and Cole, you guys are just arriving now on the horse. Shalashar, in your head, you hear Zap, the wizard that is not exactly on the most friendly terms with you.
We're homies. It's cool.
Telling you that your days are numbered as an agent of the Fae. And then you guys look back towards Fay Pond. You see this wizard flying up into the air high above, back in the direction you guys came. Luckily though, you have been on a horse riding throughout the entire night. He's a ways away. He's just a speck in the distance. In the immediate vicinity here on this road, there is not too far away Assy and Arod just off the side of the road, kind of beckoning you guys over. A little bit further down, you see one of the effigies. Someone that's been strapped up onto a tree. Their arms split into between the radius and the ulna, about where the pinky and ring finger are, and the other ones.
Can I just remind you of something?
What would you like to remind me of?
When we last talked, you said I had gotten the message in my head initially, and he asked where we were. And I told him the mountains far to the northwest to lead him off.
Yeah.
So I would just like to reiterate that the boy is going in the wrong direction, hopefully.
Well, we'll find out as to whether or not he believes an agent of the Fae. But currently, it is still very early in the morning. The sun is just now starting to come up as you guys finally reunite here on the edge of the road.
So, my dudes, we're fucked.
Why? What's...
Yeah. How many minutes? Let me. And I actually like pull a notebook out of nothing, and I start flipping through it. Where was it? Oh yes, we're looking at least 50 guards. I don't know about you guys, but I can't kill. What would that be? Like 11, 12 people?
Each.
I can't kill 11 to 12 people in a single fight.
Wimp.
I mean...
I'm sorry, until I met you guys, I never actually murdered anybody. Like, yeah, sure, I was taught how, because, you know, better safe than sorry. And yeah, I got into a couple of fights, but like, I never killed anyone. Not like a person.
It's easier if you just think about how much more valuable your life is. It's weird mental gymnastics.
Yeah, irrelevant. The point is, that's just the guards that are close to Bola in the cavity. That doesn't include the hundreds of other people outside. We need help. We need more hands, more eyes out there. We're not gonna be able to just sneak in, the four of us, not with our skill set. Like, there's no way.
2 words. Forest fire.
It's in a mountain.
Really big forest fire.
Ah, there you go.
It's in a mountain.
Set the mountain on fire.
I am a dwarf. I know rocks.
Okay. Have you actually taken a look inside? We
cannot get inside. Not with like our skill set. It was too risky to risk it. There is only one way that we found to get in, and that's from above, where you'll get shot at because you'll be dropping in. That's why I said we need some help.
Maybe we can get in without a fight. What if we say we want to join?
We have a toy that might help.
You might be able to get one other person with, like, they might accept you because, like, your daddy is up there, right?
Yeah.
So they might accept, like, you and one other, but, like...
We have an invisibility stone.
When the
You have
fuck
what
did we
now?
get in?
You know about the time that I was waiting for Kerr to get back and we were going to kind of regroup and everything, and you two just exited left stage? Turns out we got a little bit of help. And I'm going to reach into my cloak.
My dude, I just said we need help, and now you're bringing it up after... Okay, continue.
For what it's worth, you were talking, I just wanted to kind of let you, like, continue your role. I didn't want to just cut you off.
If you had told me that you know where to get help, I would have been so much happier.
Yeah, but I wanted to hear your thought process, just kind of like...
Most of it would be irrelevant.
Back and forth.
Besides, it's kind of funny to get you worked up.
You're a little cute when you get worked up. I'm going to reach down into my cloak, and it's probably like small volleyball size, and it has the 2 big handles on it. 2 big. Did you say they were gold handles?
It's like a ring around it.
Oh, it's a full ring around it.
Yes.
My dog is harassing me.
And then, so this ring then has like cut-ins, so there's technically 4 handles kind of set into this ring around it.
Okay.
It's pretty big. To use it, we have to say the activation word, and we have to stay in contact with it at all times. And it's about 18 inches wide from end to end. So it's a little wonky. I love you! It's a little wonky to try and maneuver with it.
How long does it last?
An hour.
Or 30.
It's... The timing is a little wonky. We weren't given exacts. I think it does kind of wane.
Up to an hour, I should say.
But I think there's only 1 charge a day, so... It's powerful. It's very potent. But we kind of only have 1 shot.
Yeah, that's what I don't like, because we would need it use it like twice, once to get in and once to get out.
Unless we... Question. You said there was a way in going down, correct? Is it like a chimney?
No, I mean like you can jump off the mountain into the courtyard, but like you'd be falling further than we climb. And so like you got like okay, so there's the keep here, yeah, and it like kind of goes into the mountain a bit, and then the mountain goes like what, and then it curves a little bit, so you can like drop from here.
How's
like,
Widow's Peak?
I would say 800 feet.
Well, we just did 1,000.
What we were along the stone and we climbed that. We cannot climb that. I don't have any of the tools from then anymore.
I mean, I replaced my shield and my my shovel for what it's worth, so that's at least 2 of the 12 we need.
I think we're dead in the water here.
I think we need other people to coordinate with. We need more eyes out there to help us. We need people that like have B&E experience. I mean, like I've got some, you've got some, but like this is a whole new scale of B&E.
Yeah, this is on another level.
And like, I love you too, but even with an invisibility stone, you're still noisy as shit.
Yeah.
I feel like we need more people. If we could get like 2 groups of 4 people, like 1 to go inside and do the assassination, and the other 4 to like maybe do your forest fire plan and try to like fuck it around in the followers camp. Even 2-3 people teams, I would feel better about than just like 2 people by themselves.
As much as I hate.
You up, Cole?
What's
What
that?
about them?
That's what I was gonna say. The
You guys were there.
the mouthy one. He has a lot of wands. He's very handy. We could almost
That's what we need.
Dead.
like we. I
You
think one of us
that's all right. Made friends.
we did talk briefly before we left.
Okay,
Um,
awesome.
I think actually the best thing we could do, we'll have them show up and basically put on a fireworks display of brilliant stupidity, like a baptism of stupid.
Wait. Where are the notes from Matthias? I need those right now.
Um,
Come on.
up,
There's
about,
something I need checking now.
about that. Did I mention I was forcibly kidnapped by the wizard in the tower?
Almost killed.
Yep, he held me at finger point. Yeah,
What you're telling me
I
is that
put
a wizard picked you up and fingered you and stole the... Why would he steal the paperwork?
No, I was walking by the lake. I was inspecting it, and he's
got a
a
thing.
fanatic. He's batshit.
I'm
So
going
he
with
used-
you got picked up and fingered by a wizard.
Even the mayor of the town told me not to fuck around. Like the mayor of the town, I contacted him to get me out because the wizard was going to kill me. I took the book from Matthias and put it on the ground so the wizard could verify what I was saying. And then the wizard fingered me, and I barely escaped. I asked the mayor to try and get the book back, but
The 4th mayor within, what did he say? 6 months? A year?
yep, he told me that he would not die for me, and I took the L. Straightforward. I figured
Dude, if without those we don't get paid.
we do get paid.
No,
Those
we
are-
don't. Everything is in there. Without that, we can't check into the other places. Without that, we're just dudes saying we know Matthias.
No, we have our crests, which are specific to Matthias,
Yes, but
and
that's
he's let his trail of people know along all the towns we go to that they
No.
will be expecting us.
no. In the paperwork, it said that we need this.
That was information so we could. do
Out of
research.
character, you are aware that the badges will help, but the paperwork does indeed hold your
Yeah,
itinerary that says I should be here.
Yeah.
So, for instance, he said you can have the badge, you can show up places, and it'll be offered help. But if you were to go like east, and they
We're gonna
check
go
the
off
paperwork,
the
right?
path.
So you
Yeah.
could get away with it, but if someone checks the paperwork, it could, it's a 50-50 depending on who's at the
But
desk.
like without the
Yeah,
paper,
that's why I just don't
getting
stray off the
big
path.
Yeah.
pieces, right?
Well,
He knows where we're supposed to go.
it works because if you're on the path, you can show the paperwork and they go, "Yep, looks good." So it's like driving without a license. You can say, "Oh, look at me, I got a beard."
Shut up, Connor.
So,
Or
I forgot one very important thing. I got a little a letter asking us to just kill Bowler. That is what Matthias
Okay.
wants.
Did it
There's-
say? Do you have the letter?
It was an auditory letter. It was in my head.
Okay, so what did it say exactly?
Bowler has to die. No questions asked, no research, no anything. Just
Willa has
he needs to be eliminated.
die, and it actually said no questions, no this. He has to be like word for word.
Honestly, I don't remember the exact wording because I'm a little dumbfounded by the fact that we came up here to do reconnaissance and it's now a hit.
Well, I mean, I kind of figured it was going to be a hit right off the bat. Like you said. Also, during the point of this, I have turned to
A-Rod?
yes, thank you. Was it hard still? So I turned to a rod, and I'm in Thieves' Cant a couple of times. I've like noted to you like these fucking guys. What the fuck?
I'm just
How
gonna
did
give
this
the
happen?
I'm just gonna give the worst
What
screwed
happened to
symbol.
honesty?
No honor amongst thieves. I'm gonna give you the all screwed symbol. Like we're free bars.
This will.
I wonder if there's a way we can separate Bolar from this group.
I don't think so. I think we need to get in there if we want to do something.
Like I was gonna say, if I contact the other group, like they were paid to come help
What are
us.
the group?
I was just telling you, the dude with the wand, the one that we ran
Yeah.
into on the road.
Oh, the glue guy.
What was the
Yeah,
other
it turns
group?
out he actually kidnapped
What was
her.
the other group that was looking for the kid?
They were actually paid to aid us along the way. They're another mercenary group that was paid to help
Okay.
us.
So why didn't you
Little
bring any
bandits.
of them?
Because initially it was reconnaissance. We didn't need a group of 4 people standing out to do reconnaissance.
I mean, like, if they have
Um,
anybody sneaky, you should have sent them here. Because then we can
They
do
did
better
not.
reconnaissance because we're the most sneaky people and you guys can, like, hang back.
They did not. Their leader is a mouthcase.
Okay,
And it wasn't until we were pretty much 3/4 of the way here that I got the little update that we need to whack Molar. Bowler. Molar.
Close enough.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. He's dead anyways.
Not yet.
okay, so he said Bola has to die. Did he include anything else in that message?
He said Bowler needs to be eliminated. There was nothing else in the message.
time frame. I think it was like within days.
That wasn't that the gentleman in the town? He said if we're not back within like 5 days, that she's gonna send a party up.
If you
Out
need
of
a
character, I
reminder,
don't remember.
because it's been a while, you guys can always ask me out of character, and I'm willing to do it this time because we haven't played for a month. So if you
Yeah,
need
if
it,
you don't-
let me know.
Yeah,
If you don't mind
we
me
have
giving
5
you just
days
a
to
little...
Okay.
meet with the book
So because it's been a while,
and give him the phone number.
what happened is you were approached in the inn by the
Big boy.
lead guard in the city, and he said, "Look, I didn't trust you. I went through your mail," and he handed you the message from Matthias. It
Yeah.
detailed a timeline. It made a request for what to do, where to be, and stuff like that, at your earliest convenience and if at all possible. This guy then said, "Seeing this, we're on the same page. Here's the orb." And then he
Okay,
said,
yeah.
"Don't talk to Jandar about this. Keep it on the hush."
Do you have a copy of that? Did you keep that letter on you, James, or did you put it
Yeah,
in the rest of the stuff with Masai?
Oh no, that would be with me.
Could I see it then?
Yeah, because I'll reach in and I'll pull it out for you. I just remember the guard was talking about there's going to be a couple days, otherwise he was going to set a party up.
So it wasn't a mind message then? It wasn't like an actual massive?
Yes, there was an actual message.
I
And
think that was
the
the next
Bolo
one,
has to die wasn't a mind message, it was this letter.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No problem. Like I said, it's been a while since we played. That's why I was willing to just play.
Yeah, because I think I was getting mixed up with the Lich. Or the pre-Lich, post-Lich,
Yeah, you got a couple of people in your head these days.
son of a Lich.
And I will put the letter into the actual chat, the long-standing campaign. So that is the full letter.
How far away from the town are we?
One night ride?
Yeah, so 2 days walking or 1 day on horse, basically. Or 1 night on horse.
You're gonna need that other group.
Yeah. Okay,
Or, here's a stupid thought. Bone Daddy could message Zap telling him that you're actually inside the mountain with Volar and, like, I don't know, like, conspiring with Faye or something like that and just laugh at him.
I like that idea for distraction when we need it.
I'm
gonna run into town. Can I get my earring back actually first?
Oh, yeah.
I'll be straight up. There hasn't been many people I've met since in my entire lifespan that have frightened me as much as that wizard pointing his finger at me. I
Well,
don't know the
the
insinuation.
wizard pointing a finger at you might be a good distraction if he's explosive, as they say. So,
He's total batshit.
Like, I
but
don't know what that finger insinuates, but it is not good.
that is neither here nor there.
He will be able to find
I
us,
have
like,
two things in town that I want to deal with now, personally.
if he doesn't have something that can remove our invisibility, then I don't know what he's doing. All I know is he's too powerful to be let loose. Like, we would have to tell him we're here, that we're working with Bowler, and then we would have to leave. Like, we can't even be in the area.
Oh, yeah.
You
He's
can.
going to dismantle everything.
You can't. We can still go and try to kill Bola Patrol, sneak out. In the chaos, send him, far side
Well,
of the town.
He might even do it for us.
Yeah, but I'd
Yeah.
much rather get the head going to be doing some serious killing, you know? I feel like
That's why I
if
think
we really want him dead, we might as well make sure we have proof that he's totally dead.
that's why I think our best bet is to use the other group, and they're basically just make them be assholes. They have a bunch of wands.
Which brings me to the things I feel like I need to do. I want to go and talk to the guys. Not gonna lie, partially because I don't trust you right now, Salashar. You lost all of Matthias's people.
I was trying to
My
protect
dude.
my life.
My dude. And while I'm saying this, I'm thieves canting to Avod. Now we know who's gonna break first in an interrogation.
Called it. In Thieves Can't.
I honestly, I don't trust you at this moment. I really, it's that simple. I really don't.
That was a big
And-
call to drop.
And I made the deal for the stone totems. I wouldn't really like to get that ball rolling. Especially if we're probably gonna die doing it, you know?
I mean, whatever you guys want to do, I just still figure we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking
Like,
I'm
we
gonna
rode the horses hard for a day to get back here.
You rode yours hard. We didn't ride ours very hard.
Yeah, but we also stayed a night in town. Like, we rode hard to get here at this point. So if you're going back on foot, it's going to take you a long time. It's going to be 2 days.
I have a horse.
Yeah, the horse needs to recover.
No. You have your horse. They came with two of their
have my
own
own
when they
horse.
originally
Yeah,
left.
we came with.
We
Yeah,
each have our own horse with us.
So at this moment,
Yeah, so you're
everyone
going
has
to
a
use the
mount.
horse.
The only one that's tired is yours, because Cole has his wonderful Mr. Fluffykins, who is quite
Yeah, but
well
if they
conditioned.
ride the horses back,
They didn't ride theirs. They came and they left originally on 2 horses. They traveled a couple of hours to meet you at the road. The only one that rode hard was you and
no,
Cole.
that's what I'm saying. If AC
Yeah,
and
I'm-
A-Rod want to go
I'm
back to
saying-
town, they're going to be riding their horses.
Oh, I see what you're
The
saying.
horse is going to have to recover there. So, like,
Oh, they'll have to
It's-
spend a day in town. Got it.
yeah,
Same
like
thing.
there's going to be 2 days, 2.5 days for the full turnaround.
No, I just switch horses. Like, you can do that. I impersonated a messenger
Still a day there,
before.
day back.
I mean, I figure we need to, like, if we go back to town anyways, we may as well just get the other group to
Yeah.
push their carriage here, get here as quick as possible, deal with it.
Yeah. I want to go back there. I want to talk to the other group. I want to get them with us. Gather us all together like a fancy, rumpus asshole party of friendship and magic.
I mean,
And
I
figure
know
out how to
you-
murder a dude. And I
I know
also want
that
to
you
talk to the
don't
guy about
really
the gunpowder.
trust me right now or whatever, but we did talk to them on the way, and they're ready for backup. We just need to send them a message.
Yeah, but
Yeah, their carriage won't be going very far.
What did you actually do under there?
I
What
may
did you do?
or may not have cut mostly through the axle.
That's... You just crawled under there and you're just tinkering around.
okay, I'm going to go into town.
Alright, I'll find somewhere to camp. Away
Alright.
from the northwest.
Can you keep an eye on them?
Do my best.
I'll message you when I get into town and after I talk to each person in particular.
Stay in contact.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit, and I'm just gonna ride off.
While you're there, mail some walnuts to Zap.
Nope, not doing whatever the hell that is. Sure, it's a bad idea.
Alright, so you, at this point, put your heels to the horse and you just take off down the road.
Yep.
The rest of you.
I fucking love you too, but like, goddamn.
Anything, you would like to make me aware of? As you see Asa said, taken off down the road, and also, Shalashar and A-Rod, you guys can see the wizard off in the distance. You know, he's in the air. That a really big board. But he's still a ways away. That is for
That's why I
sure,
said
but
I'm
there
going away.
is a looming
going away.
threat.
Southeast to his northwest. Like, I'm... Anywhere that it looks like he's going, I'm going the opposite direction.
Get into tree cover at least. You know, just to be safe.
Okay,
Yeah, I just want
Why
to
you
be
need to
wherever
be
he's
safe?
not.
so the plan is to hunker down for a little bit.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep watching the troop movements, any guard changes, and continue to watch it and see if I can find a pattern in it, when the best time to strike would be.
Makes sense. Are you planning to stay close to the group when you set this up, or like what's kind of the distances you have in mind for like where they are, where you want to be, and where your group is going to be?
I don't mind distancing myself from the group. Actually, I kind of prefer it since I can blend in a little bit better.
Yeah, I can stick out like a sore fucking thumb.
All right. And the two, I don't want to be derogatory, but the two unattended toddlers. What's? I mean, the agents of
fair.
chaos, the movers and the shakers of this group. What are you two doing?
Oh. should we set up like a small hidden camp, or no fire or anything?
No fire.
Scratch that. Bonfire. Do it. You won't.
I mean, I think honestly, the weirdest thing that might be best is for us to go with, like, kind of get near Boulder's camp. If they start having campfires and there's going to be one campfire away, like, it makes more sense to sit on the outskirts. Not talk to anyone or mingle, but to seemingly
I'd like
blend
to
in.
at least get a look at it.
Yeah, and I mean, worst case scenario is just like we're passing by, we don't know what it is.
Alright.
Get within visual range then, at the very least.
Yeah, I think that's our best bet.
Alright. In that case,
I'll
can
wait for these deception checks.
everybody make a stealth check? Except for us.
Yeah, I was going to, but
Just stealthing on your horse.
I heard all the dice. I got excited.
At disadvantage. Oh, yeah, great.
Because I have
22.
no bonus.
So you said 32?
22.
22.
Oh.
32, what the fuck?
And what did you get, Shelsha?
15.
And is that a 2 you're holding up there, Cole?
Yeah, that's a 2.
A 2. Alright, cool. And I also would like some perception checks or I guess it would just be perception. Unless you guys specifically, want to get a lot closer to investigate.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What level are we? Because my sheet says 4, and I know that's wrong.
5.
Yeah.
5.
16.
17.
I'm gonna grab some dinner real quick. I'll be right back.
Sounds like a plan. And Shalashar?
28.
28. Alright. Assie, do me a favor, roll a d20 just for fun. Nothing nefarious about this.
You're asking me to roll a thing.
I'm looking at you, Mr. Wizard.
we have events, okay? Someone's on the road. Technically, I need 2 of them, but we'll do 1 for now.
2? I've got 2.
No,
Technically, I have a new dice set.
Alright.
Oh,
Then
roll
roll both. Roll both for me. Just so I can.
I have 2 sets of dice for Assie now. A nat 20 and a 15.
Not 20 or 15. Alright, I'll be getting back to that. So, A-Rod, you do what you do best. Slinking away from this group back into the trees where you probably feel a lot more at home. Before you know it, the sounds of those two and their conversation blends into the background from you. You no longer see the wizard overhead as you move deeper into this canopy. Find a nice tree, and you make your way up it relatively easily until you get a good vantage point to look over this place. What exactly are you looking for? You said you were looking for guard rotations and just kind of general feeling out the schedule, or is there anything else?
That was about it. I'm keeping my eye on those two, though, just to make sure they don't do anything crazy.
They are easy to spot as you're kind of up here, and it's actually quite quiet for a while. You see people down there milling around. Still early in the morning, and you can see a couple of lines forming here and there. Now that people aren't waiting for the address of Bowler to show up, it looks like they actually have more of a schedule to keep. You can see several tents being set up. You see a group of kids off to one side that looks like they're all kind of being tended to by one person. Maybe they're like having their morning classes or something like that. And you can also see a couple of other people at this edge of the town with some bows. It looks like they're gathering up a hunting party to head out into the woods. You also see, closer from where you came, Shalashar and Cole. Shalashar, it looks like he's doing rather well, but you can actually, Cole,
Not as well.
make a wisdom save for me.
Let me see. Some save. Try this one. 7.
7. Shalashar and Cole, you two are kind of walking and you're making your way. closer to this place on the pretense that, you know, if you have to set up a fire or anything like that, it would indeed make sense, and maybe you are just passing by and you ended up here. Just about the time that you are like getting to the edge of the trees, you look back and you see that Cole is not walking anymore. He's just stood completely like straight, you know, and looks like his eyes have like completely glazed over in this moment. And you can also, A-Rod, you can just make this out. You can look over there. You see Cole standing unusually straight. And Shalashal, what is your reaction upon seeing this? Your friend just stops moving and seems like he almost goes...
My eyes immediately dart to the air, and I'm just scanning for the wizard.
Alright, so you can see...
After looking around, I just kind of take a quick, like, peripheral to see if I notice anything, like, if I see someone holding concentration of, like, a spell or anything. If nothing, I'm just gonna kind of walk over and...
Alright, so that's what you see, A-Rod. You see Cole stopped, you see Shalashar glancing around, but Cole, what you see in this moment as you're making your way through these woods, you know, you're relatively short, so you have a little bit of trouble, and one moment you're peeking around trees, you're kind of, you know, doing your best to keep up with your taller companion, and when you get to a tree, you go like this to look around it, and in that moment, you're just in a cave. It's dark ahead of you, it's the same cave in your dreams. It's been a while since you slept, and you're starting to get a little tired. What would you like to do within this dark cave? Currently, it's just a very long tunnel. The one that, you know, if you were to follow it, would lead out to the city. I think you're muted.
Start walking down the tunnel.
Start walking down the tunnel. Alright. Start making your way down. And just as the edge of those buildings start to come into your peripheral, like, you only have so much dark vision. It's almost like a cloak being withdrawn, and you start to see the shapes. Starting to look familiar at this point, and suddenly you're just kind of shaken awake, and you're just looking at Shalashar as he kind of like bops you on the side of the head.
Lovingly, may I add.
Dude, what the hell?
You doing alright? You just froze up. Like, I'll just kind of like gesture around and like 6 steps from where we started, and you stopped. Your eyes glazed over. You alright? Is this some weird kobold thing I don't know about?
I was somewhere else.
Yeah, no shit. Not the fucking present. Are you good? Do you need food?
No, I'm pretty sure it was the present. I think. Maybe.
I don't fucking know. All I know is we need to start looking a little bit more inconspicuous. So let's take some steps over there. Ease down. We'll get you rest in case you need it.
At the edge of this, as I said, you were getting close. You know, you want to get a closer look. You are able to see Bolar's camp. To give you the description, what you see off in the distance is a very large hill or a small mountain. Doesn't look to be hard stone or anything like that. It definitely is more green for at least half of it. And then built out of this is that same similar shape, which kind of seems like it curves over, and built into the shade of this is a couple of towers and a wooden fence with a gate that seems like it depicts this keep from the tent city that seems to be spread out in front of it. With your perception, you can also make out what seems to be a hunting party gathering. You can hear the sounds of, you know, people just living their life. You hear a couple of kids yelling in the distance. You hear mothers yelling at them. You hear the sound of people having breakfast and that sort of thing, as everyone is also just waking up in the morning. You can also see along the top of the walls of this wall what seems to be a couple of archers. You know, maybe not archers, but sentries. They're probably a little bit too far away to make out what it is that they're holding in their hands, but there is a makeshift town here as well as a guarded, if not fortified, position.
Okay. Is it more guarded, or is it like heavier barricades? Like,
You need to get a little bit closer to get a better look at that, as there's a bit of a town in front of you. You can only just make out the sentries because it's taller than the tents.
I'll just kind of lean in towards Kerr. How lucky are you feeling?
Why? What are you thinking?
I think we try and let's approach and see what we can do.
But, like, openly?
Yeah. We're not going to hide anything. It's like, we don't know what's going on here. It just seemed like festivities.
Okay.
What are they going to do? Turn us away? At least then they'll know that we're nearby. We're weary. You can tell from our horses. Maybe you should put Mr. Fluffykins away, because that might be seemed as a... I think we...
Snap my fingers and he vanishes.
I think we take a chance. And I'm going to reach up and kind of like graze my earring, and I'm just going to send a message off to A-Rod. We're stupid. We're gonna go play make-believe.
Get caught.
Going into town. And then I'm just gonna start walking forward. Like, wherever I hear the most, like if I can hear people readying up at the edge for like the hunting party, I'll probably head there, so I'm not like, they're not like, oh, what's that? And it's just like, I'm just openly approaching them.
Okay. Cole, same thing, or anything I should be aware of?
Same thing.
Same thing. Alright, and A-Rod, of course, you can see this and you are aware of it, as you see your two companions start to circle wide, trying to get closer to the hunting party, but, you know, you're well aware of their intentions. You guys will arrive before the hunting party does depart. There's a group of about 5 people here, you know. Looks like they're just wearing leather tunics. You know, you have 2 of them with spears, and all of them have slings, and then there's one guy with a crossbow and 2 others with bows. Looks like they have a couple of bear traps with a couple of them here and there, and they're just a mix of different races. You know, there's human, an orc, and then the other 3, some mix of dwarf, elf, half-elf. You know, they're definitely not well kept or well-maintained individuals. Looks like they've been out in the woods for quite a while. You know, their tunics are dusty, their boots are worn, and looks like they're...
ramshackle.
Yeah, you know, they're just, you know... They're living their best life.
Would I be able to tell by looking at them and like their appearance, would I be able to gauge if they look like they're well-worn hunters, or if this is like they're the best they got? Is it just like, is it like the man of the household has to go get the food?
You can make an insight if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. I am trained in it, so that would be a 16.
16. Looking over them, it seems as though, you know, the 2 of them with the spears and the slings, they seem to be the younger looking ones. You know, you just look, they don't inspire confidence in you.
Okay.
Roll a perception check for me as well.
As well? Okay. That's a nat 20, so for 35.
35.
Disgusting.
That is rather
fucking-
disgusting.
I love perception.
How
So-
do you get plus 15?
when you put everything you have into perception?
Do you have
God damn.
expertise?
I'm sorry?
Do you have expertise?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's just.
Alright.
But I just that is my favorite stat, hands down. I just like looking at things.
Oh yeah, you took the observant feat too, right?
Yeah, that'd
Yeah,
be
yeah.
how he did it.
That's where that's thinking like even
Alright.
with expertise and like a plus
So-
5, like yeah.
Looking over them, the other ones, especially the guy with the crossbow, he seems to have a very worn face. His skin is very, very tanned, and he's like very much covered in wrinkles. Someone that's grown up in Yun, you've seen sun damage, and it looks like this guy hasn't spent a day not under the sun. You know, he's the human of the group. He's also bald, but you know, definitely well-traveled is what we'll say. But looking over them, there is another thing that you do notice. One of the elves with the bows looks like he actually has a necklace, and decorating this necklace is a bunch of fingers.
Okay, so 2 of them are fairly new. One looks like he's survived out in the wild, and one is obviously a hunter of some sort. Can I tell what kind of fingers they are? Like if they're humans, orcs, elves, half-elves?
It's hard to tell. They're in various stages of decomposition. I mean, they're definitely, you know... You would say probably human or elf. Doesn't look to be dwarf fingers, though. Not
short and kind of stubby.
Yeah, you know, definitely more like, you know, longer, used to be more elegant.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just kind of approach and, what time is it now? Is it kind of like dusk?
No, it's early in the morning. You guys rode through
Oh,
the night.
first-
It's like,
Oh, right.
you know, we're getting close to like 9 a.m.
Okay, so hunting, early morning hunting.
Yeah,
Okay.
like these guys are even getting like a late start to it.
Okay. As we approach, I'm not going to look down. I'm not going to look around. I'm just going to keep heading kind of like straight. I'm going to, when I get within earshot, I'll probably kind of like just raise up and it's like, hope you don't mind. We heard the noise from the road and just kind of took a look over. Do you mind if I ask what this place is?
Kind of look towards you. Have a little bit of a conversation amongst themselves, and the older guy does hold up his hand in greeting towards you, but he also gives you kind of like a patting thing, as if like, you know, hold on for a moment, as they have a little bit of a conversation.
I'll raise my hand and then I'll just slow my approach.
They glance over to you, continue their conversation. Talks a little bit more, and then one of them does pull away, the older guy. And you also notice that one of the guys with the spears, one of the younger guys, heads back towards the town. As the older gentleman just goes, huh, you said just passing through from the road.
Yeah, we heard some sound. We heard a lot of the chorus, a lot of kids laughing.
Oh, okay, well.
We rode all night just coming through here, and just wanted to take a pit stop. Really.
Just looking for a place to stay?
Yeah, I figured better amongst friends. Well, amongst people.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it's a very nice open place. We do take donations, though, if you intend to share
Yeah,
our
of course.
fires.
Yeah, absolutely. If it means a safe place to rest my head, then yeah.
Oh, what can you donate? We're looking for food, anything like that. Because you got some nice armor, so maybe you got a bit of coin, but it won't do us
Yeah,
too good out
I can-
here.
I can donate coin. I'm
Won't
very.
Do
I'm a
us too
proficient
good
hunter.
out here. You're a
I'm sorry?
hunter.
Yeah, I've spent my actually grew up in Yun. Spent a lot of my time out there in the desert. I'm a very proficient tracker.
Is that so?
Are you going out on? Are you heading out?
We're about to.
Would you mind if I tag along? I mean, I'm a little clunky, but I'm really good at following tracks. Are you
Maybe
teaching
not
me?
in that. I mean, gestures towards. Deal would hear you from from a long ways away.
Yeah, I have something. I have something else I can slip into.
All right. What about gestures towards Cole?
Actually, he's met him on the road. What do you want to do?
I was about to ask you, do you want to do this alone? I don't mind staying here for a while.
I mean, you can
tired.
heal, right? Maybe you can put yourself to some work in the town.
Yeah, I've got some healing abilities. I got some food I can spare.
Oh, that sounds like a good thing then. So you go ahead, change into something. You have a nice look around, you know, easy enough. People are friendly, you know. Just let them know you're good to go. You know, you'll blend in. We got a lot of people passing through here. I sent one of the other ones to let them know, so you'll be expected.
Out of curiosity, is there some sort of festival going on here?
Yeah, I want to say a festival.
Just like it's a little off the beaten path, and there's like I hear a lot of kids, a lot of people.
It's a new startup. I won't worry too much about it. If you're passing through, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, just
No problems, no questions asked. Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll just head on inside and get changed.
yeah. I'll give you a minute or two, and then we'll be heading out. You got about 5.
Okay, well, I'll be back. Out of character, I saw the two of them talking, right?
You saw all
We're
of
there.
them talking.
With the
5 of them
observant
kinda
feet,
like
what did
side
I
by.
see?
With them, I guess with your perception, they saw
Reading
you
lips.
coming. The general gist of the conversation went something along the lines of the old guy saying, "The hell are they doing out here? What's he doing in all of that armor?" And the guy with the finger says, "It doesn't matter. We could use that. How would I just get that off of him?" And the older guy looks at you guys at this point. He says, "Give them a moment. Maybe they're just passing through. They wear armor like that. They're probably looking for something, and it's not something I'm interested in." And the guy with the finger said, "Well, I don't know what you're looking for, but I'm here and I'm in favor with Ball so I want to go ahead. I want to figure this out." And then the younger guy speaks up and he says, "It's fine. I'll just run ahead. I'll see if Ball wants anything done. You know, maybe they want to join." And then the old guy says, "Fine. Well, wait until that. You go ahead, little one." And the guy takes off, and then he turns to you and your conversation started.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll head inside, and I'll find somewhere not super busy, kind of like a shaded spot. So when I put up my shadows, just kind of like mask myself and take that 10 years to doff.
You're not going to make the 5-minute timeline, are ya?
I will. It just takes.
Doesn't having armor take like 7 minutes according to the book?
It depends
It
on
takes-
the ways.
Let's see, Dawn and Doff. I believe it's like a minute to take it off, but to put it on, it's much longer.
Yeah. You're probably fine. I'm sure you'll make it. Alright. In that case, while you're changing and all that, then you'll be meeting up with these guys. Anyone
Yeah.
else has anything I should be aware of before I jump over to Assy?
Just one more quick thing. For the sake of armor, I'm not putting on the fancy mask, but I am trading my heavy armor for like the sleeker like leather armor that I used for my outfit.
Alright, and are you wearing the Plague Doctor mask then?
No, since my mask doesn't make a lot of sound, it shouldn't really make any sound.
Alright, so you're just gonna keep the...
Yeah, I'm just gonna basically trade my main armor for the leathers.
Got it. Good to know. Cool. A-Rod, anything? Are you guys content to sit tight and see how things play out?
Quick question. Whenever I use the earring, does anyone else hear it, or is it like directly inside your head?
It's-
It goes to
that's-
whoever has the earring.
Yeah, yours is paired.
It's like sending.
Oh, okay. So it's not
Only-
like
yeah.
Yeah, but
it
you
doesn't
can't.
make an audible whisper.
Yeah, well, you need to whisper into it, and then
Yeah.
she'll hear it in her earring. You know, maybe if there's someone that's like right next to her, like they're having a moment, they'd hear ya. But besides that, it's rather inaudible.
All right, I was just wondering. Okay, that's fine. I'm content.
No, good question. Cool.
I'm going to donate a week of rations, the gate or wherever the collection point.
Yeah, I mean, when you're
Then while,
running, you're kind of like shuffled off to one point when you make these intentions known.
Then
Yeah,
while Sal is out hunting, I think I'm just gonna talk to random people and get a feel for what the place is, what's going on, what it's all about, and
Alright.
mainly though looking for weak points or good spots that would be, or places that would be good to like for arson,
Okay.
just in case.
I will keep that in mind. I will get back to you, and we'll get a roll
Are you
from
going to-
that.
Chaotic paladin.
Actually, if you can, do you want to roll? I guess it would be investigation, or if you want to talk to people, it'd be more like persuasion, or you could roll both.
Do an investigation.
Every time you do
for
that, all of
arson.
my cameras move.
Yeah. I just alt-tab across my monitors, and the last thing I touched on Discord was the video button.
12 investigation.
The last thing I touched was mute. We're good.
Hopefully.
22 persuasion.
That's pretty good, alright. But, first and foremost, we got a wonderful Assy, and we're dealing with your 20 on the die. As you guys kind of like making your way through these woods. What kind of pace are you setting here? As fast-
I'm going as swiftly as I can without being like outright reckless, and I have Epidot flying around me, keeping eyes on things, and like Epidot is my early warning system. If anybody is coming from the front or the back, I know. Because owl.
Oh,
In case you needed a reminder, Epidot has keen senses, hearing and sight. They have 60 flying speed and passive perception of 13. And they have dark vision 120 feet and stealth plus.
Alright. So,
Epidot also has a flyby attack.
with all of that in mind, you're on your horse, you have Epidot up ahead as you're just moving down this trail as quickly as you
Ahead of
can
that, like,
without being... Well, the thing is, the horse moves at 60 because you're light. They move at 60, so you're basically racing Epidot more than anything else.
Okay, well, I'm okay with Epidot staying ahead.
Yeah.
And we're trying to go, like, push it a little bit.
Yeah, push it a little bit.
Like, take the dash action every other turn, or every 2 out of 3 turns if I think it's safe enough.
Cool. Can I get a perception check from you?
From me?
Yep. Because you're not looking through Epidot's eyes, so I'll deal with that. But
That
you
is-
are looking through your eyes, so I will be
That
needing...
is not... That is not good at all. I don't have any modifiers to this.
that's how I feel every time I have to roll stealth. It's like, what do you mean?
Huh?
Why can't I just
Come
intimidate them
on.
to not look at me?
That is a 1 on the die, and I don't even have anything to add to this to make it hurt less.
Find a tree
Straight up a
branch.
1.
Straight
At
up.
least it's not a 0 like it would have been before I multi-cast into Bard.
Alright. Well then, so... for you, it is just a beautiful moaning as you're
It is a
just
beautiful blow.
moving as quickly as you can. You know, you haven't felt this free in a while. You know, it's been a while since you guys have just let loose ever. You know, you're used to being with A-Rod, sneaking by, trying to be quiet, but in this case, all you hear is just the sound of your hooves against the dirt road, just pounding away as you go. Your
I
owl,
remember
though,
being a kid,
does let you know
facing my brothers.
that not too far away, if you wanted to take a small little detour, there seems to be like 3 or more dead bodies, just like a little bit that way.
Nope.
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 All right. They also
I've seen those already.
Not this time, Mr. DM.
They also mentioned that there was a very fast-moving thing coming towards you, and they lost track of it. They think
Dottie?
Dottie thinks it was a bird, but it was a really, really big bird.
As soon as I get this from Dottie, I pull the hose to like a very slow, and I like walk off into the tree line.
All right, it doesn't want to slow you down a bit.
Just long enough to like see if I can notice whatever this is flying above us.
All right, make one more perception check.
19!
19.
19!
Pulling off to the side, you get off your horse and you just kind of like hold on to the reins.
I don't get off the horse. I'm still on the horse.
All right, pulling the horse to the side, you can like put your hand up against the tree, holding the reins in one hand as you like try to look up through the canopy. Over top of the road, it's been cleared a bit, so you have like just this little crack of blue sky amongst the green foliage.
Mm-hmm.
You see clouds. You see
A giant murder death bird.
not much else. And then that's when like you.
Yeah.
Oh, you can still hear me? I just saw you walk away. So like,
Hear you. I
I'll
can
pause.
still hear you.
Alright, good to know. But you do notice that there is... It's strange. It's like a very faint shadow just kind of drifting up the road towards you. But when you look up at the sky, you're unable to see anything. But it's almost like the light's hitting something, getting some resistance, and it's enough to cast a bit of a shadow.
Okay. I move the horse like slowly through the trees. Like we just take it at a casual walk for a little bit. And like I'm gonna wait until whatever that shadow is has definitely passed, and then I'm booking it.
All right. Well, it's moving with quite a bit of speed. So if you
Okay.
just want to stick to the side, it will pass you really, really quickly.
Okay,
It's making its way downtown.
as it's like going by, I like touch my earring and I go, "Hey Rod, something just flew over me. Dottie thought it might be a big bird, but I saw nothing in the sky. I don't know if maybe I'm just not looking well enough. I saw the shadow of it, but not the thing itself.
Roger
I'm
that.
thinking they probably pissed off a wizard, and
Of
he's coming to
course.
talk."
Yeah, that sounds about right, doesn't it? Alright, I'll keep an eye out. So far, so good over here. Although it looks like Salashar's talking to some people.
And he hasn't been shot yet. That's important to note.
I'm gonna use a second charge of 10 that I have. Okay, sounds good. I'll let you know what else happens. Don't bother applying to this. Just let me know if anything goes pear-shaped. Good luck. And I say the good luck in Elvish.
Did you
give a
say
little
it goes
smile.
pear-shaped?
Yeah. What's wrong with saying it goes pear-shaped?
Pears.
What's
Yeah, no, I like the insinuation, but it's like I've genuinely never heard that one before.
Really?
Really? Wow, that's
My grandmother
insane.
used to say that one.
Yeah, because your grandma's fucking 80.
She's dead, okay?
Okay,
Alright.
she wins.
Easy, kiddies, easy.
She was 90, okay? Maybe, we don't know. She
So-
never gave anybody her age.
So once this passes overhead, you get on your horse and you continue back down
I
the road.
don't need to get on the horse. I never got off of the horse.
You get back on the road
Yes.
and continue down the road. That's not a good sentence. Anyways, Cole, you are going to be making yourself busy kind of snooping around and that sort of thing. We're going to start with one of your force checks, and we'll jump to Shell Shout, and then we'll jump back to you. And then A-Rod, whenever you want to do something, you let me know, but for now, I
You're
just
just
kind of see
walking
you
this?
off to the side, so you
Yeah.
can, I'm basically saying you have, like, initiative. If you want, you can intervene, or just kind of add your own little things as we go, since you are currently the most flexible or fluent character. Make sense?
Sounds good. I'm just watching for now.
You're just
Alright.
supervising the children.
Yep.
So, we're going to start with your persuasion check, Cole. As you know, the first thing that happens is you end up having to talk with a couple of people. What sort of questions or stuff like that are you looking to get answers to for? You know, you definitely are well received. You actually have a very charming personality in this moment. Very disarming.
What is the town doing up here? Didn't know there was even one.
So the first person you probably approached by is a decently rounder lady who seems to be in charge of most things. You know, she has a very sort of calming presence around her. You know, she's gathering the rations as you kind of like strike up this conversation with her, and she's actually, you know, she's very personable in this conversation. She informs you that this town was recently set up. Actually, it's quite new, just a collection of people. You know, I won't say wayward souls or anything like that, but we're all looking for something, and this was just we came here with a family, loved ones, and nice little keep there got built up, and we'll just kind of fit in. You know, so we're just doing our best. You know, maybe we'll make something out of this place. It's a bit of a dream. What about you? Are you looking for a new home or a place to fit in?
I guess so, I suppose. Not really, never really got along with my own kind very well.
Well, I mean, that's not a very welcoming thing to feel, but I mean, you've definitely come to the right place. Fresh beginnings, all of that, you know, a second chance. If you're so interested in that, and with the amount of food you brought, I mean, you are more than welcome to stay for as long as you need. You know, maybe you'll meet someone here, get some friends. It's always sad coming here alone. It looks like that's what you ended up doing. Bless you.
I didn't know how long I was going to be traveling, so I wanted to be prepared. And I guess it's a good thing that I did.
Well, there's some common spots here. You're hoping to set up a tent or something like that, and she'll point out to a couple of tables off in the distance. You know, a couple of people are gathered at some of them eating. It looks like they have a decent-sized tarp over top of it to keep the sun off. You know, this area is clear enough that you could see from one end of the town to the other, but it's densely packed enough with canvases, tents, and various other structures that it's almost like blanketed with loose cloths. You know, it's not dark in here, but it's definitely very shady.
Do you have a little bit of privacy with all the way like some of the tents and everything are facing?
In some places. You know, there's a couple of loose little spots here or there, people that have set off far away, but definitely the closer you get to the center, the more maze-like it looks like it would get. But it's probably not all that complicated, as there isn't enough to make it a complicated place to navigate.
So, like, who's the leader, or is it like a mayor?
Oh, well, that's actually a bit of an interesting question. we don't really have a leader per se, but and she gestures over towards that. I'm sure if you noticed that. As has one of us came here with families, so a bunch of husbands, sons, they needed to do what they needed to do to make a living, and we don't really ask too many questions about that. But yeah, a bunch of them, they stay in there, they offer us protection, and we just kind of exist. We get to stay close with them, and as long as we stay out of trouble. Before we had to move around quite a bit, but recently, Bola, who's actually the leader, the one that made, they call it the Cavity, bit of an odd name if you ask me, probably because it's a bit hollowed out there. He's been making strides to make us a bit more official, a bit more established, set some roots. Actually, we just had a lovely speech last night, and it sounds like he's really just trying to help firm things up, get us a couple of friends with the orcs, just go over there. You should be careful if you go out hiking, off to the east, relatively safe, off to the west if you go through the pass. It gets a little less safe depending on how well you speak orcish,
Not at all.
Well, then it's a good thing you stumbled into us there, little one. But yeah, as long as...
No, I'm actually pretty handy in a fight.
Oh,
I can more than hold my own.
Oh, well, if you're interested in that, I mean, you could always try seeing if maybe they want you in there. They actually have beds and stuff in there, too, if you're one of the active recruits.
Anyone I should, in particular, I should speak to, or just go ask for Bowler?
Just walk up to the gates and they should let you right in.
I might actually just try that then.
Alright, well, if you need anything else, you know where to find me. My name's Beth, by the way. I'm sure.
Hey, I'm Kerr. And if anyone does get like seriously hurt or anything, I know a little bit of healing magic, so feel free to give me a call. Have someone find me.
Well, that is fantastic to know, and welcome once again.
Thank you. I think I'll go check out the cavity. I almost said molar. Cavity.
Alright. We'll give you a little nod. We're going to quickly jump over to Shalashar. As you have now changed your appearance into your final clothes with your same mask. And I assume you're moving over to regroup with this older gentleman.
Yes.
Anything you'd like to make me aware of, or you just plan to kind of, tag along into this little hunting expedition?
I'll stand. I'm kind of curious. Is there a sort of hierarchy in how they stand? Are the less experienced in the back? Are they all on the line?
Oh, well, we can get into that if you want to go from just, play it by ear. We can definitely do that as you approach. I just want to know what your intentions were before we got into it.
I'll help them hunt and everything, but I just kind of want to know, I'll probably stand fairly close to the guy I was talking to, the older gentleman. He seems reasonable. He knows what I'm doing there.
Well, in that case, as you do move to rejoin the group, the older gentleman does actually speak up, and he goes, "Come, you're actually going to be going with me. We usually split into groups this time. We got a trap line down that way, and I gotta go set one over this way as well as check it."
Are you teaching the younger ones how to hunt?
They're pretty good at trackers themselves. Everyone's rather incompetent.
Good.
I just want to start moving towards the woods. And it's going to be you, Fingers, and him.
Is his name Fingers?
They haven't given their names yet, but that so far is his distinguishing characteristic.
Please, I hope his nickname is Fingers.
And as you're walking, the older guy's just going to go, "You said you've been hunting before. Go ahead and tell me a little bit about what you see here," and it points towards the ground.
Can I roll survival?
You definitely can and probably should.
That's an 18 on the die. That's really nice. So that is 24.
24.
That's 18 plus 6, right? That's math.
Alright. It's easy enough for you, you know, who has this sort of experience with these things. You're able to pick out a couple of notes. Definitely doesn't seem like a very busy spot, but you can actually kind of make out the trails that these people usually walk. Now, you don't see deer tracks, but you definitely do see their tracks.
So, around here, you look like you have a heavier gait. You can also see your footsteps as a meander to the left here. And this one, and I'll point to fingers, he seems to be... He likes to pace himself. He likes the thrill of it in the moment, but he likes to hunt his prey. So you can see him kind of dancing a little bit more off to the right, skirting the edges.
You can follow it, tracks. Why don't you go ahead and lead?
Well, I don't know where your traps are.
Well, I mean, you can see the path. It'll stop you before you step into anything, but
Are we hunting deer?
gonna be. But at least you just want to check the trap line, and we should run into that for not too long.
Out of curiosity, how long have you been in the area? Has there been like a prominent stag that you're hunting for?
I wouldn't say that. We're just hoping to get enough to feed the town.
Enough. Oh, and sorry, I'll just reach down into my bag. And I'll just like have a handful of rations. I didn't get a chance to drop these off. Did you want to hold on to them?
Oh, you can just drop those off when we get back.
So I'll take a knee down and just really examine the tracks for any major points of movement. If there's like disturbed grass, if there's anything kind of out of the ordinary for tracks that might be indicative of a deer.
Yeah. And do you want to do this here? Or do you want to do it as you're kind of moving along?
As I'm moving along, sort of like see part of a trail, follow it, examine the area.
Okay. Just very, very quickly. Let me just make sure I have this correctly. Your passive perception, now that you have that, is it still 16?
Oh, no. Yeah, that'd be 21.
21
Because I forgot to add
passive perception.
the observant. Yeah.
Alright, good to know. Glad I have that. So, with that, you guys head off into the woods. And Avod, you're going to lose sight of them after a little bit. But you see this in Shalashar, you also notice this as you are leading them through here. Fingers, as we call him, is being relatively quiet, and he seems to take on more of A-Rod's thing. He goes farther off the path, and he stops every once in a while, and he's like stopping, he's listening. The human, however, with the crossbow, he has moved about 50 feet behind you. And, you know, he does have his loaded crossbow, and he's paying a lot more attention to you than anything else. He has just his eyes locked on the back of your head. And he's, you know, moved far enough away that you guys probably couldn't have a conversation. As you are moving through these, eventually you do come across, you know, forest trap. Seems like it's still set. Nothing wrong with that. Still have yet to really notice any other footprints yet. Well, tracks. Keep going. Get to the next one. Still no deer tracks. But you do notice, you know, another one of those traps, and it looks like actually the ground has been torn up around it a couple of times. Look like it's been reset a few times. Still don't notice any deer tracks, though.
Can I just take a minute and
Now,
just
very
roll
quickly
percent-
with your survival, you do notice you're getting closer and closer to the road that you guys took to get up here, as they are taking you guys southeast-ish, but a lot more east and south, so you will be intersecting with that road.
Okay. I'm gonna keep onto my knee, and I'm gonna wait for the older gentleman to kind of approach. To like get within earshot.
Doesn't seem like he's approaching, but if you do gesture him, he does, you know, creep up
Yeah, like
next to you.
I'll peel back a little bit and just kind of like wave to him. I don't think it's really likely that the deer would come through here. Wouldn't it be too busy of an artery?
It
There
thinks
hasn't
so.
been any tracks.
Definitely not the best hunting for deer, but we do get a couple of things in the traps from time to time.
Yeah, one of them was reset a couple times, but I'd almost think he'd head probably. Sorry, you're heading southeast?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had it reversed in my head. Okay. Wouldn't it be... Just give me a minute, I'm just gonna take a look around.
No, it's fine. You know, when you're ready, proceed.
Can I roll, can I, like, take a look around me and kind of see what my elf eyes can see?
Yeah, you can make another perception if you want. What exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking for... small, minute sounds, like crackling of branches, things brushing against it. I want to kind of drown out things that would be indicative of, like, people. So if there's laughing, brushing of hands, touching of, like, daggers, anything like that, I want to kind of drown that out. I want to focus on more natural movement sounds through a forest.
All right. And what
So
did you
animal
get?
sound.
Yeah. 16 plus 15, 31.
31. So, you pick up what seems to be a couple of sounds as you just kind of stop here looking around. The older guy has, like I said, he's moved back. You know, he's a decent distance away from you again, and it looks like he's also doing the same thing, scanning. But again, he's more focused on you than anything else. You also see at this point that the younger fellow, it seems like he has reappeared. The original guy that left. But he hasn't made himself known. He's crouched not too far away, and it looks like he's also looking at you. And you hear another sound farther off in the woods. Sounds like it's going about the way that you would end up walking if you were to continue following this path. But you don't hear the sound of deer. You hear the sound of a couple of squirrels that seem a little angry that you're in their territory, and you hear a little bit of chittering and a couple of bird calls every now and again, but you're not picking up any signs of deer, especially like being this close to the road. Probably wouldn't expect to see too many of them.
Can I see fingers?
Nope.
This is stressful.
What's your AC without your armor, by the way?
I don't want to talk about it.
What?
I do not want to talk about it.
Better question. Does a 14 hit?
Without your armor, just dexterity.
Trying to remember how to calculate it. It's
Without armor, it's
10
just
plus
your
dex.
dexterity.
flat 10 plus dex mod, right?
10 plus
Yep.
dex.
Okay. I have 14 hits.
14 hits. Alright. Can you go ahead and roll initiative for me?
Great.
And can you also take 13 points of piercing damage as a crossbow bolt suddenly just goes through the back of your shoulder. And at this point, we're going to... We could take break, or we could do the combat. What do you guys want?
I want to see how this goes.
Yeah, we can do the combat.
Alright,
This one, if he dies, he has the break to roll a new character.
Alright.
Oh no, I already have a character roll
Everyone-
because I assumed I was gonna die.
Well, Shalashar, I need your initiative versus these three people.
15.
I need to move this someplace better. Alright, and
You
last
didn't get
one.
to disintegrate him, so now you're just gonna do it this way.
Alright, I'm just saying, here's the conversation. He's got a lot of I wonder what else he has. And then he goes, let's find out.
I knew it was a bad idea. I knew it. I didn't say anything, but I knew it.
Well,
Alright. Hold on. What did you get for your initiative there, my friend?
15.
I'm going to run and grab some more water while this happens. Because I'm the furthest away.
Alright. So, we begin. The first thing that happens as this crossbow bolt comes through your shoulder, you hear the sound of leaves rustling, and you look up and you see the young guy running at you, spear leveled. He's going to make it to you, and he's going to make one attack with his spear. That's a 20 on the die.
Yikes.
You're going to take another 12 points of piercing damage as this guy runs you through.
I'm going to.
And it's your turn.
I'm going to use my reaction to half the damage.
Half the damage.
Yeah, so I'm going to take 6.
6 points of damage as the spear enters into your stomach. And you don't have a lot of mass, and the spear actually goes all the way up to his hands. And he, like, looks you in the eyes. Just. He looks at your mask. Definitely looks a little shaken, seeing, like, how deeply he impaled you and you're still standing.
I have an odd question real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Salashar is a skeleton, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Are your regular clothes like corseted and padded to make it look like you have a body?
Yes.
You can ask his body if you find it. Shalashar, it is your turn.
Out of character, if I wanted to do a intimidation check, is that a standard action?
It depends on what you do. If you want your turn to just be intimidation, it will be an action. But if you do something super cool with an action and you can make an argument, I'm willing to hear you out. But it depends on the context of what you describe to me. So, convince me is really what I'm saying.
You're willing to play fast and loose with the rules?
Yeah. As long as you put your heart and soul into the performance, baby.
Believe in the heart of the dice.
I need better combat music.
Can I see, how many people can see me right now? Because
You can see the old guy and the young guy who is currently in your face and in your guts.
He's
Fingers, though, you can't see him, but you would make an educated guess that he's probably about 60 or so feet down the road where he went to cut you off.
I'm going to, as he impales himself and he goes up to his fucking his wrists, I can see he's a little taken aback.
Yes.
I'm gonna reach up. I'm gonna remove my my faceplate, and it's just dead eyes of a fucking skeleton. I'm gonna wrap my hand around his throat, and I want to cast Crown of Madness.
Okay. I assume that is a wisdom save.
Yes.
How does a 14 fit ya?
No.
Alright, so what happens?
And the intimidation, I want to be on the old guy, by the way.
We'll see. Tell me what the Crown of Madness does.
I'm gonna, as I take off my faceplate and he sees the bone white face of the skeleton, I'm gonna vomit up this black ooze that just splatters all over this guy. And it actually kind of starts writhing and wriggling and wraps itself around his mouth and around the back of his head, like fingers, so talons. And it starts digging into the back of his skull, and it just throws him in a circle. And all you can hear this gagged, screaming sound.
Okay.
Disgusting.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Guidance on myself.
Okay.
I'm the dead. Yes.
That's it?
Actually, as my free action, I'm going to reach into my padding. I'm going to withdraw my battle axe.
Got it. So you arm yourself. spew this goo on this guy's face that takes on an almost solid form and starts digging into the back of his head, and he starts screaming. That's the end of your turn, correct?
Yes.
Behind you, you hear the sound of someone cranking a crossbow.
Okay.
He's going to make another attack.
Oh, sorry. Guidance is a standard action, so I'll just use Shield of Faith as a bonus.
Shield of Faith. Alright, fair enough. Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Alright, this time it's not as bad. You only take 6 points of piercing damage. As you hear the old guy behind you just going, "Undead, you should have stayed dead!" At this point, Fingers also steps out with his bow drawn. And he's also going to make an attack. It's going to miss as like an arrow just goes whizzing past your head. Looks like he was aiming it up, but as the Crown of Madness goes off and the young guy kind of steps in the way, this guy quickly adjusts his aim and the arrow ends up just going a little far, whizzing off into the woods. Now then, Crown of Madness. This guy, the challenged creature must use its action moving on each of its turns to make a melee attacking creature other than itself that you mentally choose.
Yeah.
So who's this guy heading towards?
I'm gonna send him towards the old guy.
Now.
Because Fingers is too far, right? And I just figured out where Fingers is.
Yes.
Yeah, so towards the old guy.
Right, and you have to use your action to maintain this spell.
Yep.
Alright. So he is going to move over towards the old guy and he's going to make an attack towards him. That is going to hit. As the young guy quickly has a repeat performance. You know, he's like swinging wildly and the old guy's trying to get out of the way, but still the spear manages to catch him. Yes?
Both Crown of Madness and Shield of Faith are concentration spells.
Oh yeah, Crown of Madness is concentration now, isn't it?
Alright, so you've done nothing with your bonus action.
No, then I'll delete it.
Alright, good to know. And thank you for looking out for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I thought something was
I knew Shield of Faith was. I wanted to check Crown of Madness before I spoke up.
Alright.
Because I know I have a lot of concentration.
But that is going to be the young guy's turn as he like moves towards the old guy and slashes across his face. And we're back to you, Shalashar.
Okay. I'd use my action to continue that.
Yes, if that's what you want to do.
I'm just looking at my spells, what I can actually do with a bonus action. Because I think the majority of their actions, which is unfortunate.
That's one of the bad things about clerics. They don't have a lot of long
lot of action.
concentration, bonus actions, sort of things.
I'm gonna take my full movement. And to take my movement towards Fingers.
Okay, so you're going to move 30 or you're going to do a dash action for 60?
Well, I can't do a dash action if I want to use Crown of Madness.
So you start moving towards Fingers.
Yeah.
Alright.
Free action, I'm going to stow my mask in my bag. Just so they know what they're facing.
You got it, skeleton boy.
Bonus action, yell an insult and intimidate them.
Alright, we'll get to the old guy who's now yelling at this younger guy and he's like, what the...
Can I actually...
Crown of Madness, yes. Oh, I also gotta quickly make... Hold on, this might affect you. The wisdom saving throw. If he makes it, then you might have your action back. Does a 15 get him free?
15 equals.
15 equals? Then I think he makes it, right?
Yeah, beat or beat.
Yeah. So in that case, you do have your action for this, as your Crown of Madness is dropped.
Okay. Then, how far away is the old guy from me?
From the start of your turn or after you move?
From the start of my turn.
30 feet.
Okay, then I'm going to use my movement. And I'm going to walk up beside both of them. I'm going to reach into my chest. I'm going to take out one of my ribs. I'm going to snap it. And I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
What do those look like?
A bunch of, like, virulent little shadow creatures. They look like mutated, desiccated corpses. Just little shadows.
Hear me out. Disco neon light.
Skeletons.
Skulls, like little skulls and like random bits of bones like dancing around you. Not a full skeleton, just bones.
And spooky, scary skeleton starts playing.
Yeah.
So as you snap this bone and it kind of like hits the ground, the area around you immediately seems like it gets darker and all of these skeletons start popping up. And I believe they take damage at the start of this turn and then at the start of each of their turns, or just on the start of their turns?
When they enter,
if they enter the area or they start.
Oh, they start their turn. Alright. In that case, you need to roll damage for the old guy.
Their movement is halved while they're in it.
Got it.
D8. That is 15.
15. Okay. Your skeleton's spooky nightmare creature starts jumping on this old guy as we enter into his turn. He's going to throw his crossbow to the side and he's going to pull out a dagger now that you're in his face. And he's going to try to stab at you. He is screaming wildly at this point. Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Alright. You're going to take 3 points of piercing damage as he like stabs into your shoulder.
Okay.
Then we get 2 fingers on the far side. I think he's brave enough to try to take this shot. Let's find out. Does 17 hit?
Yes.
You're going to take 8 points of piercing damage as an arrow strikes you into the back.
is this game intense? Like, how are you doing there, buddy?
I'll half it.
Half it? Alright, so the shadows just kind of like...
Break some of the momentum.
Yeah, and just kind of like, shows up as a bit of a pillow, and the arrow kind of slows. But you still feel it strike you in the back.
Yep.
Then we get to the young guy's turn. You did 15. You need to roll damage for him.
Six, 8. 20.
20. He's actually going to go down as a bunch of your shadow creatures jump on top of him and like just drag him to the ground.
Ooh.
And we get to your turn.
Baby Cax, I can't play. I'm screaming. I love you. Cannot play fetch.
I'm going to reach out and I'm going to grab the man by the throat.
Yeah, the old guy.
Yeah, and I want to cast Inflict Wounds.
Alright, roll an attack.
17 on the die, plus 3.
That will hit.
3, 10. 15. 21.
21. Okay.
21 necrotic, I believe it is.
21 necrotic. Sounds good to me. As you kind of like grab onto this guy, and he's already looks aged, but at this point, you like, it almost looks like you're sucking the life out of him, and like his tan skin starts, where you're grabbing him, starts to turn more white, almost as if you're like bleaching his skin underneath. You're sucking the life out of him.
As with a bonus action, I'm going to, as the young one falls down, I'm going to wave my hand over his corpse and drop like this black essence. And I'm just going to fucking just like unhinge, like my jaw's going to crack and break as I literally just bite into this black ooze. And I'm going to use Second Wind.
You're a fighter multi-class?
Yep.
Damn, Daniel.
You did not expect that.
Heal for 8. Okay.
Alright, it's a nifty trick you got there. In response, this old guy is going to just kind of like grit his teeth, and he's just going to stab at you once again. Does a 13 hit?
Meat.
Meat? In that case, you still take some damage. You're going to take 6 points of piercing damage as he stabs you again.
Have you been rolling concentration for your Spirit Guardian?
I have advantage because Bone Warden.
Yeah, well, you still want to roll it, just in case, we get some ones. Could be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you also got to roll damage for your Spirit Guardian on the old man's turn.
Yeah. And I make both. 7. What the fuck are these rolls? 3. 17.
17. He's looking real bad, but he seems to be a stubborn old fool, as he does still stab you. Then we get the Finger's turn, who is going to once again take another bow shot at you. 17, I assume, does hit.
Yes.
Alright, you are going to take 5 more points of piercing damage.
It's almost like Fingers is an outro.
And then you hear the sound of something running off into the bush. And with that, we get to your turn.
I need to know if this is concentration or not. I've never actually used a spell, so this is new to me.
Spell is it?
Toll the Dead.
A-Rod, can you make a perception
that
check
was
just for
one
fun?
hit.
Sure.
Because this might be important if he's doing Toll the Dead.
17 on the die for 21.
21, alright.
Yeah, so it gets a wisdom save.
Yeah, it's a wisdom save, and I believe only they hear it.
That's a 1 on the die. No, it's not just them, it's everyone.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
one.
It says it fills the air around it for a moment,
Yeah.
and it doesn't say that. It's just says it's the sound of bells. It's not a particularly loud one.
I'm aware, but bells in the wood could still draw some attention, so A-Rod rolled.
For flavor-wise, it's not going to be a bell.
What's it going to be?
Oh, it's flattery?
It's going to be the wail of the banshee.
Oh my.
Oh, so just a scream?
Yeah, like an ungodly, like the most painful scream you've ever heard. Someone who's just lost all of their children and their family. Someone whose soul literally breaks.
The wail of true suffering?
Roll damage.
That is 18.
18. So, as you're holding on to this guy, you just start screaming. And as your voice intensifies, you watch as, like, his skin almost starts to melt. And where the flesh gives way to bone, the bone also just starts to turn into dust. And when your scream finally stops, it's almost like someone's taken sandpaper to this guy's face. And he is just left missing a large part of his facial features and bone structure underneath.
Free action? No, that's fine. I want to take my movement to where I heard the archer go.
Okay.
Toll the Dead is an action, so he's going to be ahead of me, but I need to head it off.
You can definitely try, baby boy. A-Rod, you faintly hear the sound of something happening in the woods a ways off.
You are terrifying, soul.
Alright. Shalashar, this guy is running from you. I want to
Yep.
need a perception check from you.
Absolutely. 15 plus 15, so 30.
30. He's difficult to find. Even with that 30. You faintly hear the sound of running in the woods, but every once in a while it is stopping. This guy's kind of mixing between running and hiding as best as he can. But he does have a head start, and it seems like he's heading directly back towards the town.
Can I tell kind of like how far he is away?
Probably 30 yards. He's probably about 60 to 80 feet ahead of you.
Okay, I'm going to take my... I'm gonna take a dash action,
Okay.
and then he'll be roughly 20 away from me.
If you go in the right direction, as I said, even with your 30, he's been hard to find. So you're running in the direction you heard him in last.
Can I see him when I'm like, or locate roughly where he is from once I use my dash action?
You'll need to wait until his turn technically to see if he does anything, because your 30 didn't quite meet his stealth. But he does need to act, so you might end up being able to do something if you want to hold an action. Or you could continue running. Is kind of what's going to end up happening here. You know, you're playing a deadly game of hide and seek.
My dude, you are terrifying.
I want to hold an action.
Okay.
If I get any sort of sight on him, I want to cast a spell.
Okay, and what spell is that?
Blindness, deafness.
Blindness, deafness. Alright, make a perception check for me.
19 on the die.
19.
So that is a 34.
Guess he'll make a wisdom save. Does a 17 make it?
Yes.
Alright.
Nope, it's not a wisdom save. Con save.
Con save. Does a 17 make it?
It was 17 on the die.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you're there, you kind of like stop and you're listening. And then suddenly you just see out of the corner of your eye, looks like you were very close to this guy, as he just takes off running. You reach for your holy symbol and you say a little prayer under your breath, trying to take away this man's senses. But you watch as he gets to a tree, quickly like swerves around it, and he just keeps running through the woods. And you realize your spell hasn't quite taken effect. A-Rod, you also, at this point, because they're now running towards you, can hear the sound of like wrestling in the trees following this scream.
I'm gonna use the earring to contact Salashar. Be like, hey, what's going on out there, buddy?
I think yours is only tied to Assy with unlimited
is it?
range, yes.
Yep. Mine's the one that's broken to the network.
Didn't we use it before?
No,
No, we traded.
you haven't
Yes,
set up the-
before
that's right.
Assy gave it
Yeah.
over to Cole.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. Okay, so I hear some rustling. I heard a scream. Alright, I'm gonna go check it out. Can I make a perception check to see if I can actually find out
Yep. you
exactly
can-
where
you
this
can
is
make
coming
one as
from?
well. Let's see what happens from here.
Hey, a nat 20 for 24.
24. Not quite 25. You can definitely hear the sound of two things going through the woods. You won't be able to get eyes on it, but you could probably move in a way to head it off.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Alright. Shalashar, you will also be aware of the sound of something else entering into the woods. And it's your turn.
I'm gonna take my movement. Because can I still see it? He didn't use his,
Yeah, you can see him. He is, weaving through the woods as quickly as he can.
I'm gonna try to be stealthy,
how
by the way.
far is he from
A lot
me?
of stuff. He actually seems slightly faster than, your typical 30. So he is about 70 feet now, plus the 20 that you didn't get before. So he's,
90 some?
yes, 70 to 90 feet away,
28 on the stealth.
28.
With my passive perception, can I see A-Rod?
No,
Like,
he
as-
got
as-
a 28.
Or did you hide and then come in, or did you come in and then hide?
I
Yeah.
came in, then hid.
Alright, well, like I said, you heard the sound of something entering into the woods.
Okay, so it's too far.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take my. So he probably moves at 40. If I. How far back to camp? We were gone for a little while, right?
Not too long. You guys probably walking for about 5 minutes before they said it's game time, you know.
Wow, they did not wait long at all.
No, they premeditated this. Then they just said, "Yo, can we kill the guy with the salma?" And Bob basically said, "I don't see why not." And the dude just ran right back. Like it was a short thing, and as soon as he showed up, they're like, "Let's go." This wasn't a long get to know you sort of journey. This was a, you know, Cole
it's just
has
like
just now had enough time to finish his conversation. that's how quickly this happened.
Okay, you just said we checked a couple traps and everything, so I was kind of...
Yeah, like, they really weren't, like, too far spaced or anything. You know, like, these ones set up for deer.
Terrible trapping. Like, they should be at least an hour apart.
You'd think so. But the thing is, they're not going for deer. They're going for something else.
Booty.
People.
I'm going to take my 30 in the direction he was. Then I'm going to Misty Step another 30.
Okay.
And then I'm casting Blindness Deafness.
Alright, let's make another save.
Please.
I love that you said I'm gonna blind this man and you've stuck to it.
19 on the die, baby. This man is holding on to his vision as you suddenly appear and he looks towards you. And you throw out like this black ooze towards him. But he just like quickly ducks underneath it and it splatters across the tree behind him. And he looks at you and he just keeps running as fast as he can.
Okay.
At this point, he's going to start yelling.
Okay, so I can hear the yelling now.
Yes, and he says, going, "Help! Help!"
Was he within 30 of me when I Misty Stepped?
Not
Yeah, because it was... If he
He'll
was
be
70...
close. You would be
If
close.
he was 70 or 80, he would have been 10 feet out.
You would be at minimum 80 because it was 20 feet away, and then you said he moved faster than the average person. So if he's making 2 moves a turn, that would put him at a minimum of 80. So that means he would have to be at least
he
85.
moves 70 feet. He moves 35.
Okay, yeah, so
Well,
he would...
He would have been 90 feet away.
Yeah, so he's, you know,
Yeah, so
he's
you
probably
would've been-
like just out of, you know,
He
it'd
would
be
have been
close.
on the edge of it.
You know,
Because,
because you
with
move
my-
you move 60, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he would still be about 20 feet from you when he starts running again.
Okay, then he's going to take my Spirit Guardians, and it's going to have his movement.
Duh, don't you need a bonus action to move Spirit Guardians?
No, it's centered on me.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
Haven't done any other concentration spells in the meanwhile? No, I don't
Not
think
yet.
you have.
I don't think he has, alright. So he gets
Well,
to make a
He's
save
a
against
spiritual
this, right?
weapon.
Yeah, something of spiritual weapon. You are correct. That is an 18 on the die. This guy does not want to die.
For wisdom?
Yes.
Okay. On the successful, creature takes half as much damage. I rolled a 20, so it takes 10, but his movement is still halved.
Halved.
Just inside of the Spear
That
Guardian.
could help.
Yep.
So in this case, he is only going to move 35 feet as he starts yelling. And that's probably the main reason as to why
Well,
he's yelling his head off in these
he would
woods.
be able to move out of the Spear Guardians, and then he would have his full movement. It's just the Spear Guardians count as rough terrain for him, essentially.
Well, let me actually read Spirit Guardians. 'Cause
It's
this-
half within the Spirit Guardian.
We'll figure this out. Doo-doo-doo. The range is 15 feet.
Oh, 15 feet.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you are correct. So he would get to take that, and then he'd do his dash action. So he's only going to move 40 feet this turn instead of the 70 that he usually gets.
Wouldn't it have been too far away, though? If it's only
It's fine. Don't worry about it. This is theater of the mind, baby. And we also have A-Rod showing up who can now hear this guy yelling.
Please, tell
So, A-Rod. At this
Well,
point,
You murdered the fuck out of a bird out of the
you
sky.
can see what seems to be several dark shadows darting from tree to tree. You can hear the sound of Shalashar chanting, and then you hear the sound of something splatter against the tree, and then this guy starts yelling for help. And you see as he kind of like stumbles over a log, and as he makes it out of these shadows, he like starts to pick up speed again. From you, he's probably
How
about...
hysterical is he?
Huh?
How hysterical is he?
He does not look like he's having a good time at all.
Like nervous grin, like I just peed myself grin.
Well, if I see this and I hear Salashar making some moves, I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I'll probably loose an arrow. Can I see him?
Yep, you can see him. He's definitely a ways away from you, but I think that is exactly how you like it.
That's how I like it, baby. Let's do it.
Let's do it!
Sneak attack.
Yeah, I get sneak attack.
You're gonna be taken into the woods and taken advantage of.
Does a 22 hit?
Yes, that would hit.
Huzzah! And I get assassinate.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's 14 plus. Oh fuck! I didn't know. Plus 25.
25.
Yeah, so 14 plus 25.
Alright, so Shalashar, you see this guy break loose, and he starts running, and then suddenly you just see an arrow come into his neck and just pins him into a tree.
That's a hell of a clothesline.
And the scream just stops abruptly, and suddenly there's just silence in the woods. It seems like all of the birds left, all of the squirrels have stopped, realizing that they want no part of this either, and the screaming has also been silenced. But you are quite close to this village.
I'm going to immediately like run over to the body. I'm gonna scan for A-Rod. You didn't re-hide, right? Well, I guess you just finished killing him, so you still have a bonus action if you do want to re-hide.
Yeah, I probably will re-hide. I don't know who else is out here. All I saw was the one guy.
Alright, make another stealth check.
And boop. 17 on the die for a 27.
27. Yep, even Shalashar can't see you.
Okay, I'm going to. Is he dead or is he dying?
He's dead.
Okay. I'm going to reach up and I'm just going to snap the arrow as close to the tree as I can.
If you want to heal him, you probably could save his life. If you want it. But it would have to be, immediate action on your part. No? Okay, in that case, yeah, then he is dead. Without immediate intervention.
I'll release concentration on the Spirit Guardians. I'm going to dim the light, because thaumaturgy lets me dim light.
Yeah, that's not, not the ambient sunlight. I'll say you can make things a little bit darker in your immediate vicinity, but, technically it's like, it won't count as dim light or anything like that. But thematic,
No,
sure.
like, flames, tremors, appearance of my eyes. Okay, yeah, it does specify flames.
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm just going to snap the arrow off as close to the tree as I can. I'm going to grab his body, and I'm going to basically try and hold him in parallel with me. And I'm going to turn my back on the village, and I'm going to start walking towards the other bodies.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch this whole thing go down and I'm gonna let him do it.
Macabre dance while I'm just kind of like keeping this dude in front of me. I'm like, please don't look at the body.
Alright.
And I want to just get towards the bodies and figure out how to deal with it.
Alright, well, luckily you get some time to think as you're walking there, and we also have Cole, who, I believe you said what would you like to do? Oh, yeah, perception check. That was the other thing that we're going to look at. You rolled on that a 12 for your investigation. That's what it was. So, over the course of this conversation, you're kind of directed that if you wanted to, you could put yourself out there and see if they are looking to hire. Your investigation check, you've been able to gather that this is mostly families. in these actual like tent city, they're mostly very young guys or very old guys. The only other fit people you've noticed that aren't on the walls were the group of hunters that went off into the woods with Shalashar but a couple of minutes ago. The walls itself, decently tall, you know, looks like they have enough for a rampart based on the sentries that are top of the wall, but you don't notice any obvious weaknesses. The only way into this place would be probably down the cliff or through the front door, unless you wanted to investigate a bit more thoroughly. But, you know, just kind of with yours, this like quick little kind of glance around thing that you're doing here, that's the most you're able to gather.
More investigation in time. I've got like 2 days before Assy shows back up. So I guess I'll go see if I can gain entrance into the cavity.
Alright, so you just want to walk on up. Right, the door is wide open, and you're able to indeed just walk right in, if you so chose. Where is the thing? There's the thing.
And 20 guards attack me.
50.
Alright, so as you walk into this place, it actually has a couple of structures inside. It seems as though they have a small stable, and they have about 10 or so horses milling around. You know, it seems like they've been let out of their stables for now. There's just 3 or so people that are just keeping an eye on them, and you can also see someone in the back who looks like he's like currently mucking out these stables. There's another guy there with a wheelbarrow, putting us up to 5 people in this, just by the stable. Besides that, it also seems like they have the only metal building within here is stone. You know, there's the stone keep at the back, as well as what seems to be a smithy. At the smithy, there's another 2 people, one of them holding tongs at this point, and another guy hammering away on top of it. And that is the most you can see. And then there's also 6 sentries on the wall at this point. Doesn't seem like they're doing too much to keep watch. Most of them just seem like they're talking, and one of them's like not even looking out. He's like just looking into here, and he's just leaning back, has his arms crossed. As you make your way in, though, you are definitely like noticed, and one of the guys that's over by the stable is gonna like pull away from the group and just kind of approach you. Looks like he's sizing you up.
Can I help you?
Can I help you?
I was told Volar might be looking for more fighting people.
You definitely look like a fighter. A little short though.
It's an advantage.
Well, I mean, where do you come from?
Hold on, out of character. I'm thinking that would roughly be on the coast to the northeast.
The Sword Coast.
Close to that. Close
right
to that.
Yeah. Off the coast to the northeast.
Came a long way then, huh?
I've been wondering.
Traveling alone?
At first, yeah. Then I was traveling with a friend. He went off with the hunting party.
Interesting. Yeah, we could definitely probably get you in. You want to meet him now?
Sure.
Oh. Alright, come with me then. He's going to just kind of like, you know, move in next to you, and he's going to start walking up towards the fort. Would you like to follow, or anything I should be aware of?
Follow him. Just looking around,
Alright, so,
getting like a mental map of the place.
well, let me explain a bit more then. So we have the forced gate here, which is where you've got into, and then you have like the stable, the smithy, and then you have the keep at the back. Right? Now, the keep itself actually isn't like really there. It's actually built into the stone. The only structures that make it look like a keep is they have two very large towers at the mouth of this cave with another gate. And this gate is also at this point open. And it actually has like metal. The first one was just wood. And it looks like they could close it and it was like a double swinging one. This one's like an actual like a portcullis that has been raised. But that's the end of the stone structures as you instead enter into this cave. Going into it, the very first thing you come into is a very large room. And it looks like it actually has like 3 sets of barricades deep with a couple of tables and stools scattered around it. But you also notice the chairs are only on one side of each table, with the other side of each table looks like they've hammered on a bunch of stakes, I guess. So they could also flip these tables. So if they were to flip all of the tables, there's about 12 barricades. 6 set ones and another 6 tables that they could place down and move if needed.
Emergency barricades.
Exactly. Besides that, you can also see, it takes you through the next one. There's a closed door off to one side and a closed one off to the other. Besides that, past those 2 doors. So you have a very long hall. That's what I'm describing. 2 locked doors. And then you also have another 2 doors as well. These ones are open. One of them seems to be a kitchen. And you can see it looks like they actually have quite a bit of food. A lot better food than what they had outside. This seems like they have more stuff for feasts, but that also looks like they have a lot of very large serving trays and that sort of thing set up there. The other room
main food storage
is just a start of a tunnel with a bunch of picks set up against it, and looks like it's under construction. But you're going straight through past all of these. The very next room is just a bunch of sleeping bags scattered around. And there's even some people still in here sleeping. There's probably about 10 people in the sleeping bags at this point. And it looks like this is just a communal sleeping space. The entire floor is just covered in beds, rags, boots, clothes, with a very faint kind of path cleared out where people can walk through. But it looks like everyone that wants to sleep here just sits down and goes to bed. After that, there is another very kind of reinforced door, The other ones outside, they were... Sorry, in the hall before this, they were, just normal kind of wooden doors, didn't really fit. But this one is tight to the stone. And it looks like it has been reinforced with metal. And this guy just kind of gives it a quick little knock. And then he goes, hope you don't mind sleeping with the rest of us. If you are here, you are kind of expected to stay with us. We don't really want other people out and about in the town, If you do want to leave, you are allowed to leave at any time. But it is preferred and expected you'll just join us in this area. Balance stuff is decent, just... He likes yes men. So you say yes, you say sounds good, you say whatever you want, boss. You'll be fine. You want to do the talking, or you want me to do the talking?
Indoctrination.
Well, at least do an introduction.
Is Kerr the big bad?
Good. And he's gonna... At this point, like, the door just kind of gets swung open. And you can see it is just Bola. It seems like he is alone. As I described before, he's a very tall, muscular sort of figure. He is heavily pierced at this point. He has... Well, let's get an accurate count, shall we? Now we're actually describing this lovely fellow, shall we? Up close and personal. Bola, leader of the Red Rabbits.
Do. You heard it here first, folks.
Do. Yes, that is exactly how he looks.
Do.
I don't know why I do this, but sometimes that's just how I do it.
You don't leave it in silence?
To search the document for words.
I like to have a clear image in my head before I just start going off half-cocked,
Yeah, well, my point is you could press F and search for bolas.
I know exactly what it is, I just have to scroll. So, this figure before you, at this point, he actually is looks like he doesn't even have his shirt on, and instead he has like these suspenders, but they're kind of like hanging down. At this point, his face is like half covered in cream, and it looks like he was in the middle of shaving the best that he could. So he was like half shaved on one side. He has quite a few piercings. He has his eyebrows pierced 3 times on each side. He has 7 in each ear, and then it also looks like his 2 protruding tusks he's also like drilled holes in, but there's no piercings in them at this point. He just has several holes. In this room, you can make out what seems to be a desk, table, no bed, but you do see a very small basin with like a piece of broken mirror that's been like set up against the wall. And it looks like that's what he's been using. You also can see, he has several elements around the room. There's just various daggers, axes, stuff like that just scattered around, as well as a very beat up target dummy that he just has shoved into the corner. On himself, doesn't look like he has any weapons, but he does have a necklace around. And this necklace has a very large stone that's a little strange to look at. You've never seen anything quite like it. It almost seems like it like swirls, so there's something going on inside of this stone. As he just kind of like looks you up and down. And he looks at the other guy, and then the guy speaks and he goes, "Hey, this guy just dropped by. I was wondering if he could join. It seems like he could fight or something like that. Said he was with a friend, actually, that just took off." Bola at this, because kind of like nods, he goes, "His friend, huh? I can talk with him. You can go."
Oh, can't talk with him. He went out with the hunting party.
No, I'm saying he can go. You and me, we can talk if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Come
Yeah.
inside.
That's why I'm here.
And he's gonna step to the side and just let you on in. I'm just gonna close the door behind you if you do walk in.
It was giving me anxiety.
So, I assume you want to say something.
Well, I was told you might be looking for more, fighting people, and as long as I'm resting up here, I figured I'd offer my services and at least work for my keep.
Okay. I told you also able to heal, huh?
Say again?
I was told... Yeah, no, I think we can make this work. You plan to stick around long? You passing through? You hoping to sign up? What about moral conundrums? You got any of those sorts of things?
Not really. As for sticking around, well, I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle of jobs at the moment, so I'm kind of open. I don't know how long I'd be staying. I guess would be more on you guys than me. Depends on how well you treat your people and how much coin is to be made. And
Well, there ain't gonna be much coin to make.
worthy cause to follow. That'll do too.
Worthy cause is definitely something that we probably do have. At this point, he's like walked around and he's actually like, he's picked up an axe and he's just kind of like hefting it in his hand. I'll have to tell you something, and I don't want you to go acting out. And he just kind of like points the axe towards you. I don't think your friend's coming back. And I know this because I just told him that he doesn't need to come back. Is that a problem with you?
You might be surprised.
Are you? He is like reading
tougher
you.
than he looks, you know. Kind of like me.
Is that so? He's just going to kind of like straighten his back a little. So you think your friend's coming back? You're not too worried about it then, huh?
He can handle himself.
And what about you?
Oh, I can handle myself just fine. Honestly, if you told some of your guys to, like, kill my buddy, there's a good chance they might die. I hate to say it, but just putting it out there is the base truth.
You don't seem upset about this.
No, like I said, I've seen him fight, and he can handle himself just fine.
I can guarantee you he's probably dead. Now,
Wanna
the
make
only
that on?
reason that I'm not slamming you through this is you look a little weird, and I'm a little
Gee,
curious about why you're here and what you are.
I don't hunt or endangered animals.
Have you never seen a kobold?
Nope.
Oh, okay, yeah. No offense taken then. Yeah, no, yeah. This is what kobolds look like. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't have seen them. They generally don't really do a lot of traveling.
Well, I'm sorry. Usually when I tell people I just told my men to kill their friend, they get angry, and it's a very straightforward process from that.
Well, like I said, I've got faith in him. I trust him. I think he'll be coming back.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't really want to have hands at this point. You seem like a reasonable sort. But I can't let you leave. So how about you go back to the common area, sit there, you play nice, have a couple of hands, maybe a couple of drinks, When I say hands, I mean gambling.
I don't drink though.
Give it 24, 48 hours, see if your friend comes back. As I said, he's probably not. Then you can stay here. If not, he can try to save you. We'll kill him. We'll have this conversation a second time once we know he's dead. Or I could take this here axe, split your head in two.
Do have a question though. Why do you want him dead?
Yeah, well, one of them said he had nice armor, that he would like to keep it. I said, I don't fucking know him. Have at it. Plain and simple. It's a very straightforward business when it's kind of us against them. And don't misconstrue it. It is us against them. You have to understand that when you see farther than most, you're going to ruffle a couple of feathers. When you're ruffling a couple of feathers, no one's really going to fully agree with you from time to time. That's just part of the territory of doing something great. You gotta break a few eggs from time to time.
No, I think I get that. Like in order to do something really good, sometimes you have to do something not so good.
Fantastic. It's good attitude. Like I said, when you just go ahead, you sit down, you relax, give it a couple hours, see if your friend shows up. If he's a loose end, I'll tie it up, and then we can have another conversation in a couple of hours here.
Care to make a wager on whether he'll be back or not?
Not
Or
really,
maybe
no.
Maybe some of your men will take that action?
You can gamble with them all you want. As far as I'm concerned, the end result's the same. He ain't gonna be breathing.
He already doesn't breathe.
Fuck you.
If he does come back, it's probably better if you hire him on than simply killing him. He'd be worth more.
Sometimes when you try to kill people, they usually hold that. Now, if he had come here, if he's just as
I
reasonable
can
as you,
convince him.
can you?
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't trust it.
We're not above making some easy coin.
I don't need
there's
knives
not
at
much.
my back, So I'm afraid your friend, one way or another, he has to go. That hand's been played. Now it's just up to you as to whether or not you want to throw in, or if you want to fold them. This one, he's going to walk back to the door and he's going to open it. You go on out there and you have a thought, but you try to leave, I'm afraid it ain't going to go well for you. At least until we have another conversation sometime tomorrow.
Well, I guess I don't have much of a choice then. Alright.
Attaboy.
Guess I'll go make nice with the guys in the common room then.
Alright. Easy enough, you know. As you exit this room, you can see, like, a bunch of the guys that were sleeping have now kind of, like, woken up, and you can see the guy that, like, escorted you is actually currently waking them up. And then he goes, I gotta get back out there, but, it's a couple of my friends. They're gonna keep you a little bit of company. It's a good sign that you made it out that door, though, so keep up the good work. He's gonna head on outside.
Ooh. Hi guys. I guess I'm the new recruit. Maybe.
I was like bleary and I was like, do you drink?
No. It really don't react well to it.
It's never too late to start. I'll go get you something to drink.
Okay.
And he's gonna go head off. Alright, now, sadly, Assy, it is a long run, so you're still gonna be for a little bit, I'm afraid, and I apologize, but
I made my choice.
such is the way these things go.
But, I got shit to do when I get there, so,
No.
I'll keep myself busy when I get there.
So, Cole, you are going to be an honored guest. And they are definitely, you know, we'll be jumping back to you, but to kind of set the scene so you're aware as to what they're trying to do and you can be ready for that. They're going to try to get you involved in games, and they're also very intent on getting you drunk. It seems like they do not want this stranger heavily armed and heavily armored in full capacity. So they are definitely, no matter what, they are going to be pressuring you to drink one way or another.
Is this when we get, like, the preachy magical gold bus episode about peer pressure?
Yes, but we'll be jumping back to that. But first, we have a murder in the woods as you are making your way, holding this body through the woods, and eventually you get back to the other two. Exactly where you left them.
I still can't believe we leave you guys alone for just a little bit, and there's a murder in the woods, and now Cora's trapped inside the cavity. What the
Basically
fuck?
triple moto.
Like, play out a character, I'm like, okay, that's gonna go one of two ways. Either they're gonna be like, oh, you know your hunting skills, and everything's gonna be fine. But as soon as I saw fingers and he like fucked off, I'm like, already played my hand. Like,
I gotta go home.
it's like,
I don't want to play this game.
I need an adult.
Alright.
So I'm going to.
I'm gonna follow him stealthily, by the way.
I believe it. Sounds like an AVOD thing to do.
The 10 minutes, and I'm gonna put on my armor.
I will watch him. Just put on his armor.
Put on, like, I'm not
You
going
creep.
anywhere without it anymore.
Not in a creepy way.
No, super
even gonna
uncreepy
help.
way.
But like, I'm not gonna hide the fact I'm a skeleton right now. I just don't give a fuck. I'm like, just take off my fucking clothes. Just gonna put my shit on.
Alright.
Show me some bone,
that
daddy.
thing-
Your bone titties.
I'm gonna start stripping and looting the bodies.
Okay.
Wait, stripping them
I'm taking their clothes.
necessary or not, or?
Taking their clothes.
Taking their clothes. Alright.
At this point, I'm gonna kind of pop out.
There's, you know, a couple of sets of, you know, travelers garb, you know, definitely nothing super high end. You'll also be able to get a heavy crossbow here, a dagger, and then
If you want
a makeshift spear.
If you want, if there's anything else in their, like in their inventory, you can just give me a basic.
They
list.
have nothing else. There's no money
So it's
on
basically
them.
just like their clothes, their armor, their weapons.
Like, that's it. They it's almost like they've like signed on for a minimalist lifestyle. They have the clothes on their back, the weapons they had, and then also the old guy also had like a bear trap with him that he didn't set up.
I'm gonna take the armor.
It's not armor, it's just traveler's garb.
Oh, so like that's why. So they didn't have an issue with hitting AC. Okay. I'm going to set up the bear trap, and then I'm dropping the old guy face first into it.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they don't realize that his face is half melted, there should be a perfect ruse.
I'm still taking his
You know,
clothes and everything.
even
I'm
as
just
you like put his face in the bear trap, like you're aware, like his face, like usually it's like here. His face like ends here, so he's like deep in the bear trap. It like barely clips the back of his head where the teeth close.
What?
So people will look, but it will not hold up to an inspection. They'll be like, something else happened here.
No, that was just purely malicious. Like, there's no trying to cover my tracks on this.
You're just sending a message.
You're just being. God.
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna come out
message
the woods
is,
now. I gotta
was
get in on
wrong.
this.
Okay, so you come out as he's like undressing them. They're like just naked, and it takes the body and slams its face in the bear trap.
So, good hunting trip?
You could say that. Nice arrow. You did
I got
not.
your back.
He's pretty quick. Couldn't quite get a grasp on him.
Well, I guess the big question is now, what do we do? They're gonna be expecting their party back soon.
Honestly, I'm just gonna own it.
You're just gonna own it? Is that where we're going with this? We're just owning it now?
Yeah, I mean, I read the one you shot. I read his lips, and he wanted to kill me because he wanted my armor. They thought I would have something good. I don't think Bowler. I don't think it was anything personal. It was just like, we don't know this guy. Fucking kill him. Realistically, they took me out here to take my shit. We were stronger. If they have a problem with that, we'll arrive there. But with Kerr back there, we can't leave him hanging.
Yeah, that's true enough.
Like, worst case scenario, I'll keep a hand on the on our crystal so it can go invisible. I'll run to Kerr. We'll go invisible. We'll try and fuck off.
We're gonna lose the element of surprise.
There's nothing we can do about it. We can't leave him there because what's the chance of holding him hostage?
Did I see Kerr go inside? Like, what was the time frame on that? Because I was up there a while. I only jumped in at the last
You probably saw
second.
him starting to head towards the keep.
Okay.
And then that's
Well,
when you heard the scream and you're like,
Yeah. Okay.
shit.
Well, last I saw Core, he was heading towards the keep anyway. We're in a bit of a pickle now.
And this is about the time when you hear Assie's message saying, by the way, I just saw something fly on overhead.
Great, more problems. Assie says she saw something flying overhead.
I would tell you that I think it's the wizard.
Probably
Remember?
the wizard.
Because, I saw a shadow, but like not the thing that cast the shadow.
Yeah. Probably your favorite wizard. Fuck indeed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna own it. I just gotta take that chance. I need to get out.
Wonder if we can just move this timetable up. I don't want to do this without Assie though.
No, we
need her.
so
Hold on a second. Assie, we have a situation, a big one. So Salashar went hunting, didn't go great. Long story short, there's 3 bodies now. They're expecting the hunting party back, and Core was last saw headed inside the keep. We do not know what his current position is or anything of the sorts. So that's just our situation. Just letting you know. Maybe head back. We gotta move this timetable up.
Help me, please.
Get into the woods.
We are in the woods.
Joshua with you. If Cole went into the keep, he's gonna watch out. He's gonna have to look out for himself right now. I'm going to go and meet up with the other team. And I guess we're gonna be doing this when I get there tonight. So, awesome!
Yep.
Stay safe!
You too.
Did you use one of your charges just to say, yeah, you too?
Yeah, I did. I'll say I used charge. Why not?
Fair enough.
That's 3 charges today.
So what's the plan then, boys?
Also, I'm gonna go from like
Plan?
doing us doing a dash every other turn to doing it every turn.
Every turn. So you just really start picking up on the horse.
Yeah, I'm expecting to be able to like swap horses when we get there, hopefully.
Alright, fair enough.
Because it wasn't a very... Fade Pond isn't particularly... It's not tiny, right?
No, it's a town.
So, like, they would have extra mounts that, like,
Yes.
messengers could switch off with.
Yes, actually there was a messenger there that was robbed last night. Matter of
that's
fact.
pure happenstance.
And that's probably...
Also just cross paths.
Now, as a heads up, since we are only playing to 9, we're probably just going to skip the break and keep going, because now it is, you know, when the last little bit. We might end a little early if you guys want, but just letting you know, we'll just kind of continue, because time-wise, I think that makes sense.
I'm gonna run to
I
the
don't want to
bathroom
get
real
into
quick.
town.
Cool. So, Shalashai then. What is the plan as you are here in the woods?
Since I heard about the shadow, I was originally going to burn the clothing. Don't think that's a good idea.
Are you sure?
Fairly certain. So I'm just gonna load up the head crossbow, and I'm just gonna stick basically under the tree line. I want to avoid any like large gaps in the trees as possible. I want to make sure there's basically a canopy over my head as much of the way as possible.
Okay. And is the plan to do something today, or to just kind of hunker down, wait things out?
I'm gonna trust that AC has our backs in terms of timing.
Okay. So lay low for a little bit.
Yeah, like I'm going to dawdle a little bit, but I'm heading back to the camp. Like I'm gonna start heading back in that direction.
You want to go back to the camp.
I asked you guys to stay in the forest and out of trouble.
Well, it's...
Yeah, but like I'm heading towards the camp, but I'm still staying in the forest.
Oh, what's up? Oh no, we're definitely staying in the forest. Yeah.
Oh, you just want to stay here, just.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think we should be anywhere. We're radioactive now, man. They don't even know about me.
Take my sad bones. All right.
So
Hide the bodies, I guess.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna go into my bag and I'm going to take out the 50 feet of rope and I'm gonna start making nooses.
Okay.
Okay.
Naked and hanging in the trees.
With a bear trap.
The old guy, I'm tying the noose around his ankle and I'm leaving his face in the bear trap.
Okay.
When I briefly stuck my head into the camp, I didn't see any red jaws, right? Red jaws are from another section entirely. They're
Nope,
not from
you
this,
didn't
like,
see any
region.
red jaws.
Perfect. I'm gonna take their blood and I'm gonna start smearing orcish scrawls on the trees, and I'm gonna hang their bodies from the trees.
Do you speak Orcish?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Suck a dick. Respectfully, like, please don't hurt me. I haven't healed yet. So I'm basically just going to write. It's going to be
Got
the
it, I
equivalent.
got it. You're gonna make some nooses and stuff like that. A-Rod, what are you doing as you see he starts doing all of this? Yeah, helping him out, or?
I love you, Salashar, I really do, but I don't think this is gonna play the way you think it's gonna play, man.
I got
I
nothing.
mean, it's worth a shot, I suppose, but
It's an interesting choice. Let's see if it plays out for him, Cotton.
yep. I mean, I'll give you a hand. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get on top. I'm gonna start to climb a tree and see if I can just keep an overwatch because I don't know how long they're gonna wait for this hunting party. I don't know if they're gonna send people looking. I need to be able to warn in advance.
Alright.
I gotta get tricky with this. I'm gonna start taking off my armor again.
Okay.
Go a little bro.
For the third time today, A-Rod, you get front row tickets.
It's a little song
Bone
again.
Daddy.
I'm gonna put back on my other armor that physically got injured and like torn. I'm just gonna start. Hey, Ron, I'm gonna call up to the trio as I'm like getting naked. Can you hunt me a couple squirrels?
I can certainly try.
This is like while I'm tying the nooses, and I'm just gonna start like throwing. I'm just basically gonna lynch the 3 of these corpses. And what I plan to do, just for the sake of expedition, I want to take squirrels. Like I want to basically skin them, and I want to shove their flesh under and like paste it around my my bones. So like if you did like touch, you'd feel flesh and there's blood. So it's like I got injured. So I didn't get out unscathed. I was like, yeah, we got attacked.
A-Rod, make a survival check, and you're going to make a...
Bullshit.
Just roll a d20.
18.
Add your crafting modifier.
Funny enough, is a nat 20.
Okay.
For what it's worth.
Yeah, you're able to get some squirrels and stuff. We'll jump back to this plan, but first, I just need to know, Cole, how is the drinking going as you're now surrounded by about 8 people that all seem very intent on your company?
I'll take a couple sips, but that's about it. Doesn't taste very good, guys.
Well, it grows on you the more you drink. You gotta trust us on this.
Besides, I've been like continually told that I'm too young to drink anyway.
You're never too young. I started when I was like... It doesn't matter when I started. Trust me, just have a couple, after about the 3rd one, you start enjoying it.
Take one more sip. Nope. Still tastes nasty.
Well, I meant the 3rd cup, and I was gonna grab another cup and put it on.
Oh.
Why don't we race?
Oh, I don't think I can drink that much.
Whoever finishes it first gets to tell the other one. You get to ask me a question, I'll answer it honestly, and if I drink it faster, I get to ask you a question. And you gotta answer it honestly.
I don't, you know what? I think I'll pass, and you can just ask me a question. This is honestly
What is the story of a
terrible.
man and woman's sheath?
You ever heard about the birds and the bees? I'm kidding. That's not the question.
He's asking about the birds and the bees.
Alright, so long story short, you're doing your best to not drink with them.
No, I am absolutely not.
But you are willing to be nice and just kind of, play by their rules and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Alright? And if they were to ask you, to leave your weapon off to the side of the room and that sort of thing. And they're doing the same, They're just trying to, get you unarmed. And, they're just trying to, keep the mood light. But there definitely is a lot of tension throughout these games.
This dude's being bros.
Yeah. Those being dudes.
Roughly how heavy would one of these tables be? More than a couple hundred?
Yeah, it depends on the table. Anywhere from 50 to 200, depending on the table. Some of them are real, that's barely a table. What are you doing? And then there's other ones you're like, okay, now that's pretty sturdy.
That's a table.
Yeah, that's I could dance on that table.
Do you want to dance on the table?
You guys want to see a cool trick?
What is it?
I'll bet you I can make one of these lighter tables disappear. Turn it into a sheet of paper.
Can you turn it back afterwards?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, as long as we get the table back, I mean, yeah, I'd love to see that.
All right, I'll go to one of the lighter tables, and I'll take the extra 10 to ritual cast contain object.
Ah, yeah, sure enough, after you finish that, disappears into a scroll. And everyone's like clapping, like, well, that's really cool.
Not sure if I can get it back, because I honestly have never tried.
Okay. Well, I have a lot of tables, so if you wanna give it a shot, the applause kind of like slowly dies.
I think I need to make an Arcana check to like use it as a scroll to get it back.
Yeah, if you don't have spell casting. But I think you're a paladin,
yes.
so I think you
He's a
could
paladin.
just...
He has spellcast.
Yeah.
Nope, 19 on the die, so
19, yeah. Table appears and the applause picks up again. Yeah, it will be a pretty relaxing time, unless there's anything else you want to get up to. If not,
Zone
then
of
I think
truth.
everyone is kind of just going into stay a while and listen.
Stay a while.
I'll wait until they're like, I'll get a bit loud for a moment.
Oh,
and...
if you're not drinking, you notice they are not drinking. Like, they are specifically just 8 on 1. They've been told, keep your eye on this guy, try to disarm him. You know, they're as much fun as they're, like, having, they're letting you set the pace. And if you're, like, respectful and you're not doing anything, like, they're, like, just... Most of them have now, like, split up into groups. There's, like, 2 or so that are trying to, like, hold conversations with you, and they're, like, almost doing it in rotations, where the other guys have just moved off and they're having, like, their own little game. But they, like, keep glancing over at you.
Okay, I'm gonna wait until it gets a little bit loud and just kind of sit like this with my hand over my my mouth for a moment. Zone of truth.
Okay. That will take a little bit to cast, but I think you can get away with that. Let's see. You're just casting it? Like, you're not doing it as a ritual, right?
No, just casting it. I don't think it's even a ritual.
Zone of Truth.
I'm pulling it up.
Yeah, it just has a somatic and a
Charisma
vocal. So, you know.
Yep.
They
Charisma save.
will be aware that you are casting this due to, like, the somatic thing.
Could I try to do that, like, with my hand underneath the table?
You could try. I'll let you all a sleight of hand for that.
Oh, that's gonna go well.
Yeah, because he did say he wanted to try and do it when they're a little bit louder.
Yeah, but like I said, they're not getting loud. They're just specifically just like, you know, we just killed this guy's friend. We don't know if he's gonna act up or not. Try to get him drunk.
How's a flat 16 do?
Flat 16? You'll probably get away with it from most of them. You know, maybe 1 or 2, like, notices something happening. And it's a 15-foot radius, so you'll get a couple of them.
I mean, you could always just...
What is your spell save DC?
Charisma save, and the DC is 15.
15. So, of the 3 around you, only 1 of them makes it. The other 2, you know, fail it.
Oh, okay. And I do know that they failed, alright.
Yes.
Out of curiosity, like, as a mechanic, do people know when they fail a save? Do they know when they make a save?
I think it depends on the spell.
You know, like, for instance, Friends says they're fine, but when it ends, they know they were charmed.
Okay.
Right? That specifically says it. Zone of Truth. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions. So they are all aware that you just cast something.
Shit.
If you...
So you may as well just, like, play it like, let's be truthful then.
You Yeah, so as you finish this spell, they all just kind of like lock eyes with you, and they're like, "What was that?"
Just wanted to make sure I get like some actual honest answers for once, because people tend to lie to me a lot.
Do you like me as a person?
Can you define a relationship? This is moving a little
What are
fast.
we?
Roll a persuasion or deception check.
Tell me about the birds and the bees. I've been
No, you
hearing a
already
lot
told me
about
about those. Let's do persuasion since I'm actually good at that. 19.
19. They actually all just kind of nod along, and they're like, I mean, usually we just drink for that, but sure. A little unusual, but yes, if it
What do
doesn't
you
hurt
guys-
no one.
It's like, what are you guys actually doing here?
Waiting currently?
No, I meant more like grand plan stuff. I know we're waiting.
Grand
What's the
plan.
end game?
Well, the grand plan is to make something of ourselves. You know, some of us, we've been with Bola for a long time, and it's never been easy. But now, you know, we got something. We got walls. We got a town. I get to see my wife every night. And he said that we can do more. We can just keep this going. And now he's making treaties with the orcs, and he's bringing them in. You know, after this, we're heading east. We're gonna make it to the coast, and we're gonna get ourselves a town. Or, you know, he said he has a plan. He hasn't been wrong yet, like I said. We've gotten a lot in the last couple of years.
They said, like, what the plan is? It sounds pretty vague.
He says that we're going to take the town. He says that we're going to get ourselves what we deserve and what's rightfully ours.
Yeah, that does not sound like a plan at all. And besides, there's more than one town along the coastline.
Oh,
so...
this is coming from the guy that walked in here and left his friend alone to get murdered? And you want to talk to us
I
about a
trust him.
plan? You know, like, the 8 of us are here specifically to get you drunk and then beat your ass if you do anything out of line?
Do I look worried?
Out of
I trust
curiosity,
my friend.
Oh, you
Out
don't
of
look
care-
worried, but maybe you should be.
are the
Well,
orcs
maybe
just
just
like
like
a
a
series of?
Sorry, what,
Go ahead.
Shelsha?
So, sorry, out of character. Are they orcs? Are they humans? Are they just like very?
Most of these, you know, it's a hodgepodge of humans, elves, and that sort of thing. There aren't actually a lot of orcs, but there's quite a few half orcs. Now, sorry, what'd you say, Cole?
Maybe I'm just not all that intelligent?
Huh.
Or smart enough to be worried? Hey, look, I get
Lucky
it.
you
they're
look
trying to
so
make-
goddamn friendly.
Yeah,
If it was
well...
anyone else, we would have been just kicking your teeth in at this point.
Oh, I'm sure I could take any one of you on, maybe even several. I'm not really worried about that.
You want to
But, you
find
know,
out?
One-on-one?
No. 8-on-1. The way
Hmm.
Bola intended.
We don't really need to do that yet.
Well, maybe I'll help you
Well,
grasp the
remember,
consequences
I'm trying
of the
to join up
severity.
with you guys. So, really not the way to get more recruits, just beating the crap out of people that came in to join up.
He like looks like he's like thinking this over. You know, there's like a hamster turning. Huh. It's usually what we do though.
Beat up children?
Sometimes.
So, technically, like, I am a child.
I don't like this honesty thing.
Why not? It's good to be honest sometimes. It like frees you and like
Be honest
makes you
with
feel
yourself.
better.
It does make me want to hit you even more.
Well, we'll get to that someday then. Just not today.
Okay.
Besides, you're trying to make something of yourself. I get that. I'm trying to make something of myself too. I'm trying to get stronger, more powerful. I got shit to do. I'm sure you guys exactly the same.
Yeah. It's not so different.
Yeah. See? I mean, I want to kill my father. I'm sure you know how that feels, or at least some of you.
Some of them like are nodding. One of them has like a tear in his eyes, like I never knew my dad.
Yeah, see? He knows what he knows. Yeah.
Daddy issues, love it.
Alright. Still don't like this truth thing though.
Well, have to.
I want to go play some
Making
cards.
uncomfortable.
And he like stands up and he's like, someone else get over here. He's gonna go take someone else's spot and someone else comes and sits down next to you. That's pretty much gonna be about it. As we wait for everything else. I would like to jump to Assy for a little bit here. Is there anything else you guys want to do? Besides the whole setting up the ambush and all of that? Or do you think we could fast forward a little bit?
Good fast forward.
Yeah, we can fast forward it.
Alright, let's try to get Assy in for a little bit.
Okay, I thought I was gonna be passed over this episode, so I took my dice today.
I mean, you decided to take 24 hours, like, 12 hours or so of travel, man. Like,
I thought people would be calm and chill, and we would all, do this.
The rogues are the only responsible ones. Let it be known.
They were irresponsible
good
before, and then we were irresponsible. We're taking turns.
I would just like to know, how is it that I have become the moral and the responsible one in this party?
Right.
Like the most chill person here.
well, you can find out about that later, but for now,
Yes.
it is now getting dark as you finally start to see a couple of the lights of Fey Pond on the horizon. Your horse is definitely getting a little bit more wary, but you are starting to approach the town at this point.
I drop the horse off at the stable, and I immediately make my way to.
You are actually going to be stopped, because as soon as you get there, you're going to see Dormont and a couple of people around their wagon. And when he sees you, he just kind of like cups his hands together in a bit of a pensive pose, and he like starts walking towards you. Hey!
The man I was running to find.
Well, I hope it was to explain what happened there.
For starters, I'm sorry, I don't know what the. I don't know what the squirrels, my kobold was thinking, but I would appreciate it if you would give him a little bit of leniency. He's only 2 years old. We're still training him.
You know, he's starting to kill me no less than 3 times in the past 2
Okay.
days.
Do you have any younger cousins? Because I do. I also have nieces and nephews, and when they're about the age of like 3, 8 years old, they like to kick you a lot, especially like 3 to 5. They'll like bite you and kick you and scream at you and tell you they hate you and want you dead. That's what he's in. Those are that's the stage he's in.
Okay.
It's my fault for leaving him unattended. I am sorry. I can try to fix this though.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna look under there and try to use mending.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think mending could actually heal it because he wasn't like
He
fully
didn't solve
breaking it. He started to wear through it, so it would be easy enough for you to mend.
Okay. So I mended up.
Okay. Maybe we can still be friends then.
Yes, we
Ruin
really
my
appreciate
hard
your
work.
help us. It's a beautiful mess they have concocted now. Apparently, my oh so wise and brilliant cleric in the heavy armor decided to piss off the wizard Zap. I don't know his mind ever. I have a couple of things I need to do. Can I get a ride with you guys to Bola's? It sounds like they've cocked it up so badly. So beautifully badly.
Please tell me they heard about the wizard kidnapping me.
Well,
And
Someone believe in my integrity.
we could. We definitely could. But you do need to be aware of a couple of things.
Mhm.
First off, we already have Drifter, and we already have Crux up there looking into it, so it's just me and R. Other thing, had a messenger here we're supposed to be meeting with. Turns out that his host was stolen.
who was supposed to meet him here?
Doesn't matter who, but the point is,
So I missed the name out of character.
I didn't give a name.
Oh well, I'm.
There was a
You said-
messenger here.
Yeah.
His host went missing. Weird, that happened at the same time that my couch broke.
Yeah. If it's any consolation to you, and at this point, I'm just gonna. Do.
You're not the only one who do-to-dos. You do
I'm
naturally.
going to pull out, just a long, like, strip of leather, and I'm gonna be holding it in like a looped position. I'm gonna be tanning some hides when I see those two.
Well, I just want you to know that Broderick did kind of give me a little bit of more authority, as long as I did look into those missing messages. So, you know, I'm going to have to talk about that, and I think we have a bit of an inkling as to where those messages got off to.
Yeah, you and me both, and if I find them, I'll hand them right over to you. No fuss, no muss.
I thought I was going with you.
Yeah, I know, but I'm probably gonna be the one rummaging through his pockets. They aren't going to want to hand things over to you, let's be honest. I don't know what their damage is.
Alright. Now, out of character, because it's been a month, you do know where the papers are right now, right?
Wizard.
You are currently holding them in your pocket dimension, because he showed up, he gave you the bag,
Oh.
you chucked it away. So at
Oh,
this
right,
very
okay.
moment...
So then he says that, I'm gonna be like, yeah, about that, I'm just gonna pull them out of nothingness. I confiscated these from one of my overgrown toddlers. Believe these are what you're looking for?
Yeah.
You can take them.
You know, I've been with some weird groups in my time, but you guys definitely might be more dysfunctional than my own team.
You know, when I joined these people, I thought, a paladin and a healer, you know, they're religious,
Hold
they
on.
probably have morals.
Madame,
Apparently, I'm
Madame,
the responsible one, and I ran away from home.
Madame, why don't we go into the carriage? Because these are family matters, and you probably shouldn't be slandering them in the middle of the street, so we can talk and ride.
Yes, I need to go and talk to Jandar real quick. I just need to run and do a thing. I will meet you here immediately, and I will head out as soon as I get back. I'm just gonna run. Okay?
Well, no, I got nothing else going on besides waiting.
Hey, I fixed the mess. I gave you back the letters. I'm pretty sure that saved some time. As I'm saying this, I'm like backing away.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, so
So off you
you're
go.
adorable. I'll be right back, and I book it.
Alright.
I book it. Would I know where the wizard's place is?
Yes, it would have been pointed out to you.
That big fuck off tower.
And compared to like where Jandar would probably be, what is the route between the three places?
Alright, so there's 5 spires. So you have the magic shop, which is his. Right next to that is the mayor's place and the theater. Across from those, you have the inn and the barracks.
Okay, where am I closest to?
Probably, you know, it could be any place. It really doesn't matter. You're like right next to the Grumpy Hornet, which is the inn. So you could go 2 over to get to the magic shop, or you could go 2 over the other way to get to the mayor's house.
I go running towards the magic shop. I'm gonna loop around that way, and once I get close, I'm gonna like try to sneak in. I'm gonna see if I can sneak around there a little bit.
So you want to try to get in?
I'm gonna listen. I'm also like, is it late at night?
Yes. Well, it's almost curfew, not quite curfew. There's still a couple of people around, but
I'm gonna like my ears open for anybody saying anything about Zap, and I also have Dottie doing the same thing.
The first thing you notice is on the door is a big like sign that just says closed, and then another sign that hangs underneath it and it says seriously go away, and then the third sign underneath that says do not try me, you will die, and then one underneath that says this is not a threat, but I take no responsibility, you will be missed. As
Yeah,
just
drops subtle
four
hints.
signs.
Then you like fold it. It's like
Yeah, basically. It's just wooden slat over top of a wooden slat over top
I'm
of a wooden
gonna
slat.
skip right past that to where I think Jandal would be in the mayor's tower.
Okay. That one is, you know, a normal door. It doesn't have any ominous signs.
Okay. I'm just gonna. Is the door unlocked?
Yep.
I'm just gonna walk right in.
Alright. Let yourself in. There's someone at the front desk and be like, do you have an appointment today? It's a
No,
little
but
late.
whoever Jandal or Roderick is, you're gonna point me in that direction. Right now, please and thank you. No, there was no there's just Jandal is over in that direction and Roderick is in that one. Oh, you don't know. These are the options.
He's
please.
upstairs, but I just need a
Thank
moment
you.
to let him know that you're
I can
on
start walking.
the way. It's like, geez, please, if you could just let me announce you, it will be.
No, I'm just gonna go.
Okay.
If I have to use like gymnastics to get past her.
Alright. So you kind of like hold this song and dance up this spiral staircase. They do manage to like get ahead of you just in time.
Get head over to the front of the stairs, and then I'm just throwing myself up the stairs.
Alright. You do make it to the door. You're able
Yep.
to open that up and jam
I
it.
knock as I'm opening it. Like I have one hand on the handle. I'm knocking as I open it.
And this is like, someone's here to see you. Jandar looks a little taken aback, but it quickly, you know, straightens himself, quick cast the prestidigitation till like you watch his hair just like instantly smooth.
I'm not gonna ask why your hair is messed up, my dude. That's not my business. I heard my children, oversized toddlers, lost a bunch of paperwork to Zap.
Yes. I
Yeah.
instructed him to leave it because of pressing concerns in the moment, and it was a good way to prove his innocence. And then he got a message saying something about walnuts, and then he left saying, I will give him those effing walnuts, and then he left.
Hard fail. I'm not going to question it. Is there any chance you are in possession of those papers?
No, ma'am.
Lovely. Another thing, you are going to give the stone totems back their idol.
They're what?
2 orcs came by early on. Zorix came visiting by trying to get a relic back for the stone totems.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna give it to them back because we don't want them to align with Polar now, do we?
That
Not a
doesn't
debate.
belong to them, I'm afraid.
No. It's not a debate. It's a relic of theirs. They are the stone totems.
That is not at all what that is. I'm telling you, it is something very
What
important
is it?
to this town.
What is it?
It is a stone that has been in this town for the last 300 years.
Yeah,
it
and
has
it was
been
for-
a sign of my office, and it's
I'm gonna
been here
let
since before I
my
got
hands
here.
on the desk and loom as much as I can. So, you seem to be under the impression that this was a suggestion, okay? So unless you want the entirety of the stone totems to align with Bola and have that entire army come walking over you, you're going to give it to them.
I thought...
Because this soul, no, I'm talking to you in your office, so I don't tell everybody this.
You're being
and so
very rude.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, we're giving it back to them. Because we're not going to be playing this game where invaders come into somebody's land and take all the things and say, no, that's my relic now. It's not happening. If the stone totems come here asking for a stone relic that is older than your town, it's probably theirs.
I didn't say it was older than town. I said it's been here since the start.
Yeah, it was here before the town. Older than the town. You know, I took history classes. I might look like this, but I'm a highborn lady. I had to sit through history. I know which tribes you beware, unfortunately.
You definitely don't talk like a highborn lady, if you don't mind me pointing that out. But I'm afraid it is honestly just not something that we can just give away.
I'm just gonna like twist my hair up. I'm terribly sorry, sir. And I take on like this really lilting elven accent. You're right, it's been awfully impolite of me, but unfortunately this have to be if we want an alliance.
What?
Do I sound highborn enough for you
Didn't
yet?
say anything about wanting an alliance. We just wanted...
Do you want them to not come and kill you all?
That's why we hired you, people,
Unfortunately,
to do your
even
job.
if we deal with Bola, still mad enough to do it. I was told that either they're coming here with Bola or they're coming here without him. But they're getting the idol back. This was the last chance. I managed to get them to wait a week. So, unfortunately, if you want a town, you kind of have to give the stone totems the relic.
And there's no other counteroffer you have?
I'm going to roll either persuasion. I'm thinking persuasion.
Get an intimidation.
Yeah, you can make a persuasion.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll persuasion. I'm being nice about it in this moment. Ho ho ho! Ho 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 ho! 21.
Okay.
16 plus 5.
If you will pay 2,000 gold, I'm sure we could do it then. But it really does represent a large amount of money. And, you know...
How much is 2,000 gold in platinum?
200. But I'm afraid it's something that we can't just give away. It represents a large investment, a significant piece of history, a state of office.
A new piece of history. Why don't you put on a whole festival about peace and alliance, making new friends? Invite them over, hand it over, make it really nice and pretty, and I'll put 100 platinum on the table.
I mean, that's...
This is the best you're going to get. And this is me being nice. So, if you want me to stop being nice, say no. But these are your options, and I'm gonna roll an intimidation.
Yeah.
While also, like, shifting, so then the badge is, like, glinting in his eyes.
Yeah, you can roll intimidation.
22 that time. 17 plus 5.
Sure, you can have it for that, but I will be writing a strongly written letter to your employer.
That's fine.
I
Thanks for
assure
being
you,
so kind and reasonable. I appreciate it so much.
the words I choose will be strong and harsh and cutting.
So you'll let me take the idol now?
Yes. But this will be reflected on your record.
I'm okay with that.
I do not appreciate the way you talk to me.
It's okay. I'm getting my work done, so that's the important thing, isn't it?
Actually, just to go over the list of things that have happened since you have gotten in this town, I would love to regale you.
Point out the fact that none of those were perpetrated by me. They were perpetrated by a old kobold and a man from an entirely different continent who is unaware of most of our traditions and customs. Recently came here. I'm sorry I wasn't here to keep a better eye on them. I thought perhaps you guys will able to handle yourselves. I'll do better in the future.
You should know that at this point it's out of my hands, and there is a higher power on their way to deal with said
I
strange
could.
figure of another continent. So just, my report will be in the mail. Have a good day. And please do not come into my office like this ever again.
Well, I won't have to, hopefully. And I'm gonna pick up the idol on the way out. Look at it. Pocket face.
It's a small little orb.
Turning it over in my hands, does anything about it look orcish?
Looking at it, it is very hard to tell. It definitely looks, like it's been changed quite a bit. And it looks like there's a bunch of, like, carvings on it. Almost like it's, like, meant to be see-through, but these carvings are actually, like, changing and shifting.
I'm just, oh man, I'm really wishing I had Legend Lore right now. That
Or
is...
Times you'll wish.
Sucks.
What?
Sometimes just like the spell, just like, if only I had it.
Every
Every
if I
time
had
you're like,
Legend Lore right now, I would know so much stuff. Either way, I pocket that away.
Okay.
And I'm gonna see really quickly, like, I'm gonna see if there's any way like I could easily get into the wizard's tower without taking the front door. Actually, no, I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna run back to them. I'll deal with getting the paperwork back later.
Okay. So, off to the carriage and off we go?
Yep.
Alright. Gonna be a bit of a long trek. You can either sit...
Are there any bakeries along the way open?
No, everything's like closing down. Like I said, we're like the end of curfew, sadly.
Oh well. Such
Everything's just done now to wrap up.
Yep.
You could probably get something from the Grumpy Hornet though if you wanted, but it's not a bakery.
Nah, I'm not gonna bother. When I do get there though, I'm gonna pull out like the fancy pillow that I stole from the Septum's Tower way back when. And I'm gonna put that cushion behind me and sit on that in the thing.
Alright.
It is so nice to not have my ass slapped constantly. I mean, like, once, twice, maybe a handful of times when you're with the person, but like horse riding, it is an entirely form of punishment. And I say this to them completely unprompted deadpan once it starts rolling.
Alright, at this point, Domont and the elf that he's with kind of like look at each other. Just kind of like give like a little rock, paper, scissors. Domon loses or like gets in the cart with you. Then goes on top.
Oh no, I would have said that when we were in the cart and the cart started moving.
Nah, in that case you just say it to Domon and he just kind of like... You're supposed to post on them, I believe. Not sit on it.
I mean, it's kind of hard to post after 12 hours.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be riding for 12 hours.
Yeah. Maybe
But-
I shouldn't leave my toddlers off a little long.
I tell you what though, as we do have a ways to go, I need to do a couple of preparations before we go pulling up. So,
Need any help?
not really, no. I just need you to kind of, not touch anything. And he's gonna start like... You see as he like just starts like pulling out a bunch of wands.
Unless I get express permission, I will nothing.
And he starts like, praying over a couple of them or mumbling or, he's doing something weird with each wand. And then he starts like tucking them back.
What race is he?
half elf.
Yes.
Half-elf?
He does seem to be half-elf.
And real quick, who else is traveling with us?
The other one is an elf who has a rapier.
What's the name?
Arya, Arrya.
Arrya. Elf. Yeah. And do I know anything about the other two? He mentioned names. What were those?
Crux, Krux. He was the orc with the crossbow.
Oak. Crossbow. Okay.
And the last one was Driffar, Driffar.
I'm sorry, slower. Driffar. Okay.
And they were the elf with no ears. Alright,
Okay.
so it's going to be a bit of a long ride, but lastly, A-Rod, what did you get on that perception check? And if you haven't rolled one, do you mind?
Yeah, I'll roll one for you. Ooh, not that great. 14.
14. You don't, notice anything, but suddenly, you just kind of, hear a voice next to your ear as a figure apparates next to you out of invisibility. As you guys are looking down over top of Shalashar, as he's here, picking up kind of bodies, and he just goes, I was looking for you guys for a little bit there. You don't mind me dropping in, do ya?
Oh, shit.
And that is where we will be ending today's episode.
No, who is it? Is it the wizard? Is it somebody else? Is it someone from his past? What? No!
Cliffhanger.
Just a nice
Leave it a
guy.
cliffhanger.
He's just a nice guy. There's
I'll
nothing.
have my character rolled for next session.
A dude drops out of invisibility next to freaking rogue in a tree. I need to know who this is.
Well, you'll have to tune in next time. But thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.